People's State Bank is a locally owned and managed bank with convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin and northeast Iowa. If you're looking for a place where you're more than just a number, but still have access to convenient technology and low fees, People's State Bank is it. As a community bank, they're proud to support many of the local charities, county fairs, community events, and more. When you become a part of People's State Bank, you can be confident that you're standing with a good cause. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
This is a Queen Bee Radio High School Sports presentation. Queen Bee Radio proudly brings you Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school sports. Presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. And sponsored by Ayers Furniture, Bytech Resource Management, Claire Bank, Fuller's Milker Center, Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Platteville, Les Mack, Northland Buildings, Reeves Wealth Management, Raleigh Cheese House, Russell Law Offices, The Shoebox, Tricor Insurance, West End Salvage, Carver's Hardwood Flooring, Sloan Implement, Sups, Brian's Auto Body and Paint, Gary's Pest Control, TriStar Pallets and TriStar Mulch, Krantz Auto Parts and Krantz Hardware Do It Best, Bouse Electric, Cuba City Collision and Repair, Laley Center Monroe, H&N Plumbing, Heating and Electrical, Community First Bank, Grant Regional Health Center, Sullivan Auctioneers, Big Iron Realty, Lancaster Dental Associates, Millie's Diner, Pink's Automotive, Good Knees Garage, Point and Flush Sportsman's Club, Rosemeyer Management Group, Breckler Insurance, McNett Electric, Mound City Bank, Ready Feed and Grain LLC, Southwest Health, and WCC Brands.
Good evening and welcome to the Scott Schmitz Gymnasium at Mineral Point High School. It's time to open up the SWAL girls basketball season tonight as the defending co-champions of the SWAL from a year ago, the Mineral Point Pointers, square off against their conference rival, number 10 ranked and undefeated Fennimore Golden Eagles. This is our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school girls basketball presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters, and overhead doors on X1071, X1071.com, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel powered by Laley Center Monroe and H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical. From the best seat in the house in the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth, I'm Tyler Dictanis, and this is our Raleigh Cheese pregame show presented by Raleigh Cheese at the intersection of Highways 11 and 23 in the heart of Lafayette County. Don't forget the cheese. Mineral Point coming off a campaign last year where they finished with a record of 19-7. They were co-champions of the SWAL with Cuba City, who, oh, by the way, won state a year ago in Division 4. But new head coach Merrill Brunson taking over the program from Nick Jelly. And Coach Brunson off to a 1-2 start with the new look Mineral Point Pointers this season. Tough losses to begin the season against two very competitive opponents, Lancaster and Platteville out of the SWC, but got things on the right track when they defeated Dodgeville last week 59-34. In the previous game, Sadie Miller had 13 points to lead the Pointers in scoring. Maddie Cabot had a double-double with 12 points and 11 rebounds. Lily Hotaker also added 10 points to round out the three players in double figures for Mineral Point in their matchup last week against Dodgeville. And the Fennimore Golden Eagles off to a hot start on the 2025-2026 campaign. 5-0 on the season, ranked number 10 in the Bound Wisconsin Zaleski Sports media poll from this week. And they are playing their third game this week as they defeated New Glarus last night 46-42 and defeated Prairie du Chien on Tuesday 52-46. So third game this week for Fennimore, and a bit of a layoff for Mineral Point as they host Fennimore to open up the SWAL Conference play here this evening. Also on our Queen Bee Radio family tonight, Cuba City is at Darlington in SWAL Girls Basketball. That's on Super Hits 106 and superhits106.com. In progress, we have basketball at Iowa Grant. That's on 97.7 Country WGLR and on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. And on ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, we have Platteville at Dodgeville. And if we get updates on those games, we'll bring them to you on our Shoebox Scoreboard presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. Coming up on the Raleigh Cheese pregame show, we'll talk with both head coaches. Had a chance to catch up with Merrill Brunson of Mineral Point and Ben Wood of Fennimore. We asked them about the players on the Russell office's injury report. There are no injuries to report this evening, but if you've been injured, contact Russell offices. Their experienced team of personal injury lawyers will fight for your rights and help you get the compensation you deserve. Visit RussellLawWI.com. Also get you the Fuller Smoker Center starting lineups, the Cuba City Family Dental colors of the game, and the tip between Fennimore and Mineral Point to open up SWAL play in girls basketball in the 2025-2026 season. The Raleigh Cheese pregame show continues after this on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Pre-game one. Steve Schmidt Sports Treasures Plus in Stoughton has unique team treasures. They have over 25,000 signed sports cards, plus autographed photos, bobbleheads, caps, signed baseballs, and more. That's Steve Schmidt Sports Treasures Plus in Stoughton.
If you're upgrading a home or business, call the trusted pros at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. They offer a premium selection of CHI overhead doors combining style, durability, and security for both residential and commercial properties. Need rain gutters to protect your building from water damage? Carey's has you covered there too. Learn more at Carey'sGuttersandDoors.com. They sell the best and service the rest. Get the quality you deserve at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors, Belmont, and Prairie du Chien.
Our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school sports on Queen Bee Radio is presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental, and by Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. Check out our upcoming schedule at am1590wpvl.com.
It's the 31st Annual Reflections in the Park, a festival of lights fundraiser for Hillcrest Family Services presented by Fidelity Bank and Trust. Now open through January 4th, Murphy Park in Dubuque has been transformed into a Christmas winter wonderland with the intricate and animated light displays. Brighten your holidays and help Hillcrest help others by visiting Reflections in the Park. Admission is only $12 per car with $10 tickets available at area Fidelity Bank and Trust locations. Platinum sponsor, Diamond Joe Casino.
Hi, this is Justine with the Dubuque Area Chamber of Commerce. The holidays shine a little brighter when we shop local. For every $100 spent at a local business, 68 stays right here in our community, strengthening the places and people we love. Home for the Holidays celebrates the small businesses that make Dubuque feel like home. Shop participating stores for your chance to win local gift cards. Find the full list at the Chamber's website, DubuqueChamber.com. Let's make this holiday season one to remember for our businesses, our shoppers, and our tri-state community.
Pre-game one.
Raleigh Chiefs pregame show continues on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Fennimore and Mineral Point going at it in Swall girls basketball to open up conference play this evening. We're joined by Ben Wood, the head coach of the Fennimore Golden Eagles. Coach, thanks for joining us. And 5 games in, 5 victories in the win column, coming off a win last night against New Glarus, 46-42, avenging a playoff loss from last season. And find yourself in the top 10 rankings in Division IV in the Bound Wisconsin Sports Bowl. A lot of exciting things around Fennimore and surrounding this girls basketball program. How things look from your vantage point from the bench?
Yeah, last night did a lot of good things. Had a good win against Prairie. A tough start to the schedule here, having to play 3 games in a week, and obviously a home game last night coming down. But things are looking good. Our focus, like I told you back in the River Ridge game, has been rebounding, and we've out-rebounded every team that we've played so far, keeping those possessions on our end, controlling the offensive boards. Last night had to make some more free throws, made it look a little closer than I think it was most of the game. But things are looking really good. The girls are gelling and hopefully continue things tonight.
All right, and with having 3 games this week and playing the bulk of your season in the early part of the calendar here, playing great basketball, definitely want to keep that momentum going. What's going to be the key for this team to not get worn down and not lose that momentum that your team has gained in the early part of the season?
Yeah, I think the hard part is keeping people fresh. The kids nowadays have a lot of things going on. School's a lot different than I was in school, and they got AP classes and trying to balance all of that. So I think the main thing is going to be keep them healthy, and also basketball is a game of ups and downs. So when things aren't going your way, how do you make sure you keep things fresh and keep everybody bought into the process? And tonight's going to be a test for us. Mineral Point's a great team. They're always going to bring pressure. They got a new coach, so we don't know a lot about them as much as we did the last few years. But I think as a team, we just got a lot of good leaders, and they have fun, and they like to play together.
All right, Ben Wood with us in the Raleigh Chiefs pregame show. Fennimore head coach getting ready for the matchup against Mineral Point to open up Swall girls basketball tonight. Russell Office's injury report, of course, playing a number of games, real quick turnaround. Talk about the injury front for the Golden Eagles heading up to the matchup tonight.
We have no concerns. We're healthy. We're good to go.
All right, excellent. And then the key to the game tonight against Mineral Point, as you said, new head coach, but they are, the co-champions of the Swall from a year ago, and, kind of have a target on their back. But, again, Fennimore riding that momentum heading into this matchup. What do you know about this Mineral Point Pointers team, and what's going to be the key tonight for Fennimore?
Yeah, the key is going to be, controlling. They like to go to Cabot inside. She's a good ball player. I mean, obviously, I think she was the MVP of the volleyball season. So, great athlete. They're going to work into her, and they're going to work out. They have always been able to shoot in this gym. This is a tough place for opponents to come shoot. We're not used to having such a wide open back area, kind of like Lancaster. So we've been working a lot on that, and the keys are going to be controlling the pressure. So Mineral Point, they are notorious for putting pressure on us. They're going to want us to turn the ball over and make mistakes, and controlling the pressure along with those rebounds is going to be the difference tonight.
All right, should be a great matchup. We're looking forward to it. Thanks so much for your time, Coach. Have some fun. Good luck tonight.
You bet. Thank you.
Yeah, that's Ben Wood, head coach of the Fennimore Golden Eagles. We'll have more on the Raleigh Chiefs pregame show after this on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Pre-game 2.
I'm here today with Keith Dula from Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque. Keith, it seems like hybrids are dominating the roads, but there aren't many charging locations in Dubuque.
Agreed. Luckily, Toyota hybrids don't require plug-in charging. The Toyota hybrid system is built to charge while the vehicle is being driven, so there's no need for plug-in charging.
That's awesome. What about the battery life? Should people be worried about its longevity?
Not at all. Toyota has sold over 5 million hybrids in the last 25 years. Plus, their battery warranty covers you for 10 years or 150,000 miles.
How does regular maintenance on a hybrid compare to a gas model?
Hey, that's a great question. Toyota hybrid vehicles require the same maintenance as gas-powered models and oftentimes even less. For example, the hybrid model's regenerative braking charges the battery while slowing down the vehicle, increasing the life of the vehicle's brake pads.
Wow, it seems like there are a lot of benefits in choosing a hybrid Toyota. Visit Anderson Weber in Dubuque to learn more and to take a test drive today.
The holidays are here, and we've got your shopping list covered. Give a gift that's thoughtful, practical, and always appreciated. A Quick Trip gift card. Whether it's for family, friends, babysitters, coworkers, anyone on your list, gift cards are the ultimate holiday hack. Coffee, treats, fuel, groceries. Gift cards are great for anything. No guessing sizes, no wrapping stress, just simple, joyful giving. Purchase in-store or online now at quicktrip.com/shop. Quick Trip, where convenience meets holiday cheer.
Just a game.
Need some Christmas cash? Video games, etc. will pay cash for video games, systems, collectibles, collectible toys, and entire game and card collections. Top dollar cash on the spot. We have a great selection of pre-owned merchandise too. Stretch those shopping dollars and take home way more than you thought for one great price. Don't forget Lego, Pokemon, and Magic cards too. Your locally owned video game store. And don't forget to lay away now for Christmas.
Just a game.
I don't think so.
Pre-game 2.
Raleigh Cheese pregame show continues on X1071 of the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Mineral Point and Fennimore and Swall girls basketball to open up conference play on this Friday night. We're joined by Merrill Brunson, the new head coach of the Mineral Point Pointers. Coach, thanks for joining us. And a 1-2 record heading into conference play with the Golden Eagles here tonight, but a very tough schedule to open up the regular season. 2 losses to a very good Lancaster and Platteville team. We got things on the right track in Dodgeville last week. And early part of the season, you know, taking over a program that was co-champions of the Swall a year ago. What's the team's play, and what are the things that you've liked in the early part of the season for the Pointers?
I like the intensity that the girls bring every night in practice. They're super coachable, work extremely hard, and you know, in our minds have gotten better since the beginning of the season when we did play very good teams. So hopefully tonight we'll see that improvement.
All right, and then in the early part of the season, what have been the strengths of this Pointers team, and what are some of the things you're looking to emphasize as the season goes along?
I mean, I would say the tenacity on defense, their willingness to share the ball on offense has been outstanding. Because if you're gonna do well, win basketball games, and compete for a conference championship, you got to do those things. So again, hopefully those continue tonight as well.
All right, Merrill Brunson with us on our Raleigh Cheese pregame show. The Mineral Point girls basketball head coach getting ready for the matchup against Fennimore here this evening. Our Russell office's injury report. Talk about the team health for the Pointers heading into this matchup. Is everyone ready to go?
Yeah, I think everybody's good and ready to go.
All right, excellent. And then the keys to the game against Fennimore here this evening. They're off to a hot start, 5-0 on the season. They're ranked in the Bound Wisconsin Sports Poll, coming off a big win against New Glarus last night. What do you know about this Golden Eagles team, and what's going to be the key tonight for Mineral Point?
Well, we've got to take care of the basketball. We've got to get a body on people when shots go up. They're a very good rebounding team. They attack the boards extremely hard, and we're going to have to make sure that we're ready for that and have a body on somebody every time the shot goes up.
All right, excellent. Should be a great matchup. We're looking forward to it. Thanks so much for your time, Coach. Have some fun. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, that's Merrill Brunson, head coach of the Mineral Point Pointers. We'll have more on the Raleigh Cheese pregame show after this on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Pre-game 3.
Hi, this is Christine Raleigh of Raleigh Cheese, wishing all area athletes successful seasons. Cheese is a great source of protein for school lunches or a snack before the big game. Stop in and try some of our award-winning artisan cheeses like Dunbarton Blue, Red Rock, and Little Mountain. We have fresh cheese curds weekly and a wide variety of snacks and beverages, plus made-to-order cheese trays. Shop locally and taste the difference of handmade Wisconsin cheese at Raleigh Cheese House on the corner of Highways 11 and 23, Shellsburg.
Are high bank fees draining your wallet? It's time for a change.
At People's State Bank, they believe in low fees that put you first.
Tired of being charged for using your debit card, sneaky paper statement fees, or monthly maintenance fees?
With People's State Bank's People's Checking Account, those fees are a thing of the past.
Worried about ATM fees?
At People's State Bank, they reimburse you for up to 3 ATM fees per month. They work hard to keep your money where it belongs, in your pocket.
Make the switch to People's State Bank today. Visit a branch near you or peoplesfinancial.com. Member FDIC.
Pre-game 3.
X1071, WPVL FM Platteville. and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, getting ready for Mineral Point and Fennimore to open up SWAL Conference girls basketball tonight. Tyler Dictanis with you at the best seat in the house in the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. Ayers Furniture in downtown Ridgeway for free delivery on heirloom quality furniture for every room in your home. For what's sure to be the best seat in your house, be sure to visit Ayers Furniture at ayersfurniture.com. Fuller's Milker Center starting lineups coming up in just a moment. Our colors of the game brought to you by Cuba City Family Dental, Kieler Family Dental, and Darlington Family Dental. 3 convenient locations to serve your dental needs. Mineral Point in their home white jerseys with pointers written across the chest in cursive print with the Carolina blue color with the blue numbers and the blue pattern up and down each side of the jersey. And Fennimore just left the floor, so we'll get you the colors for them. I know they're wearing their maroon jerseys, Eagles written across the chest in gold with gold numbers and gold stripes up and down each side of the uniform. Those are the colors of the game, brought to you by Cuba City Family Dental, Kieler Family Dental, and Darlington Family Dental. 3 convenient locations to serve your dental needs. Basketball tonight brought to you by Mount City Bank. Their total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Step into Mount City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Learn more at mountcitybank.com. And by McNutt Electric in Belmont, they can assist with all of your electrical needs, whatever the need, agricultural, commercial, or residential. Chip and his crew at McNutt Electric are on call and ready to help you. McNutt Electric in Belmont. And by Woodlaw Office, serving you in Fennimore and Boscobel for all of your legal matters. Woodlaw Office in Fennimore and Boscobel. Southwest Health with over 24 specialty services and more than 50 specialists, so you can have specialized care without traveling far from home. Learn more about their specialty services at southwesthealth.org. By Ivy Construction Incorporated, a family-owned and operated ready-mix aggregate and excavation company serving Southwest Wisconsin. Ivy's Construction in Mineral Point. Here's tonight's national anthem from Mineral Point High School. Tonight's national anthem from Mineral Point High School, performed by the Mineral Point Band. Well done here this evening. Let's set up the Fuller's Milker Center starting lineup. See Fuller's complete hygiene line and options for your brand new dairy setup or existing parlor remodel. Fuller's in Lancaster, Richland Center, and at Fuller'sMilkerCenter.com. For the visiting Fennimore Golden Eagles, 5-0 on the season, number 10th ranked team in Division 4. Their starting lineup: a 5'6" junior, number 1, Briley Zink. A 5'9" senior, number 4, Peyton Lindowski. A 5'11" junior, number 5, Kylie Cole. A 5'8" junior, number 11, Kate Kenny. And a 5'10" junior, number 12, Brooklyn Ritchie. The Golden Eagles are coached by Ben Wood, and he is assisted by Ryan Rosemeyer. For the Mineral Point Pointers, 1 and 2 on the season. And their starting lineup goes like this: a junior, number 1, Jaden Schultz. A junior, number 12, Sadie Miller. Also a junior, number 20, Sophie Miller. A senior, number 21, Maddie Cabot. And rounding out the starting lineup for Mineral Point, a junior, number 24, Ava Ingwell. Mineral Point coached by Merrill Brunson, and he's assisted by Tasha Miller, Nicole Johnson, and Lauren James. Those are the Fuller's Milker Center starting lineup. See Fuller's complete hygiene line and options for your brand new dairy setup or existing parlor remodel. Fuller's in Lancaster, Richland Center, and at Fuller'sMilkerCenter.com. Basketball also brought to you by Community First Bank. For you in the communities where you live, work, and play, experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank. CFBank.com. Member FDIC. At center court For Mineral Point, it's number 21, Maddie Cabot. And in the center circle for Fennimore, it's number 12, Brooklyn Ritchie. As we are nearing tip-off here, the official brings the ball to center court. Ball's tipped, tapped back, and recovered by the Golden Eagles. Working from right to left as I see it, left to right as you see it on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. And the first possession goes out of bounds for Fennimore. And Mineral Point will take possession 10 seconds into the contest. Runs with the ball on the high right side, now given to the top to Sophie Miller. And an open three on the left wing. Shot missed by Jaden Schultz and rebound collected by Fennimore. Kate Kenny brings it across center court for the Golden Eagles. Still scoreless 30 seconds into the contest from Scott Schmidt's Gymnasium. And shot off the glass and in for Kylie Cole. 2-point deposit on that bank shot, and she draws the foul. She'll go to the line for one more. Fouls against Sadie Miller, her first personal. And Kylie Cole knocks down the free throw to make it 3-0 Fennimore. 17:22 remaining in half number one. 3-0. Fennimore on top of Mineral Point, just underway here at Mineral Point High School. And a travel called against Sadie Miller. Both teams with a turnover apiece, and Fennimore showing a full court press. As Bradley Zink trying to get the inbound pass in for the Golden Eagles, skips it in to Kate Kenny. Tries to push it down the floor, finds Kylie Cole. She'll dish back to Brooklyn Ritchie to bring it across center court. Ritchie dribbles to the free throw line, now hands off to Kenny. Kenny gives off to Cole in the right corner. Ball loose on the near sideline, and a hell ball called, and the alternate possession will give it to the Pointers. 3-0 Fennimore on top of Mineral Point. Just under a minute into the contest. Laley Center Monroe, call your local dairy automation specialist Jordan Wilson at Laley Center Monroe. Ball on the height right side for Mineral Point, now out to the top. Ball skipped over to the left side to number 24, Ava Ingwell. Ingwell gives out to the top to Jaden Schultz. Schultz fakes a pass, now gives back to the left wing to Ava Ingwell. Sophie Miller gives off to the top. Over to the right wing. Ball swung over to the left wing. Three-pointer coming up and splash down for Sophie Miller. Sophie Miller with her fourth three-pointer of the season ties the game at 3 apiece. 16:20 remaining in half number one as Fennimore trying to navigate the full court press, and they do get it across center court. Bradley Zink with it on the high right side for the Golden Eagles. Right-handed dribble, underhand toss to the right corner to Peyton Lindowski. Lindowski stops her dribble on the right wing, cross-court pass to Kenny. Kate Kenny looking for someone to pass to, gives right back to Lindowski off the right side of the point. Dribbles to the right side of the lane, under toss to the right corner. Now out to the top to Ritchie. Ritchie driving in, takes on a double team, tries to put up a shot. Too strong off the backboard, scramble for the rebound on the right side of the paint, and another hell ball called. Fennimore will keep possession with 15:49 left in half number one. 3-3. Fennimore and Mineral Point all tied up as Kate Kenny set to throw it in, baseline right side. And her pass is lobbed into Lindowski, or bigger pardon, that's Kylie Cole in the middle of the paint. And a toss back nearly goes into the backcourt, but it's recovered by Kate Kenny, able to keep it alive for Fennimore. Switches to the left hand on the left wing. Now to the right hand, driving baseline, puts up a floater, shot counts, and the foul. Another and one opportunity for the Golden Eagles. Kate Kenny dropping the floater and an opportunity to convert a three-point play at the line. As the foul is against Sophie Miller. That's her first, team second, and the free throw is knocked down. Fennimore 2 for 2 from the line, and it's 6-3. Fennimore on top of Mineral Point. 15:26 remaining in half number one. Jaden Schultz on the left wing, hands off to the left side to Sophie Miller. Inlet pass, now back out. Three-pointer coming up for Schultz on the right wing. That one spit back out, and scramble for the rebound at the free throw line, finally recovered by the Golden Eagles. Kate Kenny lost the handle, and it's stolen right back by Mineral Point. Cabot driving in the lane, and a blocking foul called against Fennimore. Zink looked like she was trying to draw the charge. Fennimore fans not pleased with that call at all. And Cabot will go to the line as the first foul of the game goes against Briley Zink. Maddie Cabot at the free throw line, averaging 6.7 points per game and 75% from the free throw line. And the first free throw rattles in. 6-4 the new score with 15:06 left in half number one. Game brought to you by Mount City Bank. Their total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Step into Mount City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Learn more at MountCityBank.com. Maddie Cabot drains both free throws to make it a 1-point game. 6-5. Fennimore on top of Mineral Point. Golden Eagles get it across the timeline. Brooklyn Ritchie with it on the high right side. Now swung over to the left wing. Three-pointer coming up. That one knocked down by Briley Zink. Third different score for Fennimore, 9-5. Fennimore on top of the pointers. Eva Ingwell brings it across center court. Now swung over to Sophie Miller, trying to lob it down low for Shaden Schultz, cutting towards the basket. Lost the handle of the ball, and Mineral Point turns it over. As both teams have now turned the ball over twice in this first half. 14:38 left in half number one. 9-5 the score, and the ball poked out of bounds. Last touch by Mineral Point right in front of the Fennimore bench. And now the official on the backside says it's going to be Mineral Point basketball, so it's a turnover for Fennimore. And it will be Sophie Miller inbounding in front of the Fennimore bench, throws it into the backcourt to Ava Ingwell. Ingwell, the yo-yo dribble, bringing it across center court. Hands off to Jaden Schultz on the left wing, now left corner to Sadie Miller. Back out to Ingwell. Sophie Miller, now Jaden Schultz on the right wing. Schultz looking to skip it in, now decides to dribble, going baseline, runs into a double team, back out to Cabot on the right elbow, catch and shoot three on the left wing, spit back out, shot missed by Sadie Miller, and the rebound collected by Fennimore. Golden Eagles 9, Pointers 5, closing in on 14 minutes left in half number one. Ball lobbed over to Kate Kenny on the near side, able to get it to Briley Zink. Zink going along the baseline, her shot is ricocheted and recovered by Mineral Point, and the Pointers coming back down the floor quickly as Lindowski knocks it out of the hand of Sophie Miller coming across center court, but it goes out of bounds in front of the scorer's table, and it will stay with Mineral Point as a substitution now as Lily Hotaker checks in for Jaden Schultz. Hotaker, a junior, averaging 6.3 points per game. Maddie Cabot at the top of the arc for Mineral Point. Hands off to the left wing as Miller cutting towards the basket. Sophie Miller can't get the shot to go down. Offensive rebound, but Coach Ben Wood wanting a travel called against Mineral Point, but they're going to say it's a hell ball, and it will stay with the Pointers with 13:37 left in half number one. 9-5. Fennimore on top of Mineral Point. Community First Bank, free in the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank. CFBank.com, member FDIC. Aiming, well, misses the three. Maddie Cabot with the rebound, gets the putback and the foul. Maddie Cabot deposits two, gets fouled on the way up, and has an opportunity to make it a 1-point game from the free throw line. Fouls against Peyton Lindowski, her first personal, team foul number 2. Both teams with 2 fouls in the half. And the free throw is knocked down by Cabot. Maddie Cabot 3 for 3 on the season, came into the game averaging 75%. As Fennimore trying to navigate the press, and the ball is still kept alive by the Golden Eagles just across the center court stripe. Riley Zink with the left-handed dribble, hands out to Kate Kenny on the right wing. Gets a screen from Zink, now dribbles to the top of the arc. Swung over to Brooklyn Ritchie on the high left side. Back near side to Peyton Lindowski. Now lobbed into Ritchie. Ritchie takes some contact on a pass and a foul on the floor. Stops the clock with 13:04 left in the first half. Team foul number 3 of the half. Falls against Maddie Cabot, her first personal. Kate Kenny inbounding baseline left side, gets it in, and a travel called against Fennimore. 4th turnover of the half for the Golden Eagles. 9-8. Fennimore on top of Mineral Point in Swall Girls basketball. McNutt Electric at Belmont, they can assist with all of your electrical needs, whatever the need, agricultural, commercial, or residential. Shepard's crew at McNutt Electric are on call, ready to help you. McNutt Electric in Belmont. Peyton Lindowski guilty of her second personal. Team foul number 3 of the half. for Fennimore. And Mineral Point inbounding baseline, right side of the basket. Inbound pass gets in to number 12, Sadie Miller. Giving well with the basketball for the Pointers between the rings. Hands off to the left side of the point to Lily Hotaker. Now back to the opposite side of the floor. Sadie Miller finds Ingwell. Catch and shoot three. Bricks it off the right side of the rim, and the rebound collected by Riley Zink. She'll give off to Kate Kenny to bring it across the center court stripe. A left-handed dribble to the left wing. Now out to the top to Campbell Fitzgerald, who's now in the game for the Golden Eagles. Fitzgerald decides to drive in, and a reach in against Mineral Point. Stops the clock with 12:20 remaining in half number one. Foul goes against Lily Hotaker. That's her first. Team foul number 4 of the half for the Pointers. Kenny gets the inbound pass in, and Campbell Fitzgerald gets whacked on the inbound pass, and already team foul number 5 for Mineral Point. And it will be the second on Maddie Cabot. Maddie Cabot checks out. Now in the game is number 22, Kate James, a junior averaging 3.3 points per game. Campbell Fitzgerald gets the inbound pass on the left elbow, hands out to Kate Kenny. Jumper off the right side of the paint, ricochets off the front of the rim. Kate James with the rebound for Mineral Point. Hornets looking for their first lead of the game, 9-8. Fennimore on top of the Pointers, closing in on 12 minutes left until halftime. Sadie Miller on the left wing, looking for someone to pass to, finds Kate James at the top of the arc. James swings it over to Ingwell on the right wing. Nice pass down low, cutting towards the basket. Shot missed by Sadie Miller, and the Golden Eagles come away with the rebound. Kate Kenny driving towards the basket, and her floater ricochets off the bottom of the backboard, and Mineral Point gets the rebound. Still a 1-point game, 9-8. Fennimore on top of Mineral Point. 11.5 minutes left until halftime. You have Ingwell on the left wing, now to the left corner to Sophie Miller. And a lob pass for Kate James gets ricocheted out of bounds off her knee. Mineral Point turns it over, and Fennimore will take possession. Game tonight brought to you by Grant Regional Health Center's Ortho Team. Dr. Brad Binsfeld and Nate Stocco, PAC, provide exceptional care for sports-related injuries. Grant Regional Health Center, better health starts here. Layup under the basket, no good, and then the putback goes over the backboard. And out of bounds is Catherine Nelson now in the game for Fennimore. Tried a putback layup, but it rolled over the top of the backboard and out of bounds. Mineral Point now in possession of the basketball with 11 minutes left. Still 9-8. We've been stuck on the score for a few minutes now. As Sadie Miller with it on the high left side. Cross-court pass back over to Ingwell. Ingwell out to James. James catch and shoot three just inside the arc. Ball spit off the front of the rim, and the rebound collected by Brooklyn Ritchie. And they're going to say Kate Kenny traveled on the pass to Ritchie. Turnover number 5 for Fennimore. And Sophie Miller inbounding baseline left side for the Pointers. Inbound pass gets in. Sadie Miller open three, knocks it down. Sadie Miller with her 6th triple of the season, and Mineral Point's on top, 11-9, and another steal for the Pointers at center court. Lily Hotaker loads up for three. Air ball's at left side of the rim, goes out of bounds, and it will be Fennimore basketball with 10.5 minutes left in half number one. Century 21 affiliated in basketball. See Bobby Joe, Hans, Allison, or Richard for all of your real estate needs. Century 21 in basketball. Fennimore trying to get past this full court press. Brooklyn Ritchie triple teamed under her own basket, and a timeout taken by Fennimore. It's a 30-second timeout with 10:31 remaining until halftime, 11-9. Mineral Point on top of Fennimore. We'll keep it here and tell you that our game is brought to you by Anytime Roofing. Visit AnytimeRoofingWI.com to see how Anytime Roofing can help with your next roofing or siding project. And the Melby Funeral Home and Crematory in Platteville offers a history of caring and understands that each family is unique and will honor personal requests and tradition. Matt and Laura Melby at the Melby Funeral Home and Crematory in Platteville. West End Salvage of Lancaster. See Junkyard Joe Krantz and the West End Salvage team for recycling as well as construction and demolition waste too. West End Salvage of Lancaster. Anderson Weber Toyota to be acquiring our audio stream. Anderson Weber Toyota, when you are ready. Claire Bank with the right convenient locations in Southwest Wisconsin, proud to support our community events. Claire Bank, where they say we can do that. Member FDIC. and an equal housing lender. Herms's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Herms's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main in Platteville. See Herms's for the perfect paint for your next project. Herms's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville. Fennimore inbounds on the near sideline as I see it, the far sideline as you see it on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, 11-9. Mineral Point on top of Fennimore. Lob pass inside to Ritchie, now back out. Three-pointer coming up for Campbell Fitzgerald. Back iron, no, and the rebound chased down in the right corner by Lily Hotaker. Football pass forward to Eva Ingwell. 2-on-3 back the other way as Ingwell dribbles to the right corner, stops her dribble, cross-court pass back to the near side to Sophie Miller. Now left corner to Kate James. James with a couple jab steps now, dribbles to Hotaker at the free throw line. Hands out to Sophie Miller in the right wing. Miller dribbles into the paint, back out to James. Catch and shoot three, left side of the point, back iron, no. And the rebound tracked down by Hotaker in the corner for the offensive board. And they're going to say she stepped out of bounds trying to go along the baseline. And the Pointers guilty of their fourth turnover of the game. With 9:45 left in the first half, 11-9. Pointers on top of the Golden Eagles. Brian's Auto Body and Paint Specialist. Suppose that Brian gets the job done right. For unexpected digs or major repair projects, head to Brian's Auto Body and Paint in Lancaster. Riley Zink with the left-handed dribbles to the top of the arc for Fennimore. Hands off to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald in the lane, and she's guilty of a charge. Campbell Fitzgerald tried to draw contact, but a little too aggressive. Feet were planted. And that'll be personal foul number 1 on Campbell Fitzgerald. Team foul number 4 of the half for Fennimore. 9.5 minutes left in half number 1. Still 11-9. Mineral Point on top of Fennimore. Mineral Point, the defending co-champs of the SWAL, and Fennimore undefeated and ranked number 10 in the state in Division 4 coming to tonight's game. Breckler Insurance Group, for all of your insurance needs. See Steve Landowski at Breckler Insurance in Fennimore. Breckler Insurance, serving Southwest Wisconsin for over 95 years. Ingwell brings it across center court for Mineral Point. Ball works its way to the left wing to Peyton Christopher, a junior in the game. And a layup is missed by Ingwell. Offensive rebound for Hotaker. Putback's no good, but a foul against Fennimore. And that's the second personal on Campbell Fitzgerald. So both Peyton Landowski and Campbell Fitzgerald in foul trouble with 2 in this first half. And the first free throw is missed by Hotaker at the line. Lily Hotaker comes into the game, 6.3 points per game, shooting 20% from the free throw line. Missed the first, and the second free throw is swished. Gives her first point of the game. The new score 12-9. 3-point lead for Mineral Point, and a pass ahead to Eden Fry, and she lays it in for 2. Eden Fry, the 4th different score for Fennimore, back to a 1-point margin, 12-11. Mineral Point on top of Fennimore, under 9 minutes left until halftime. Jaden Schultz with a jumper just beyond the free throw lane. It's no good, and the rebound collected by Campbell Fitzgerald. Back down the floor. Cuts towards the basket, and the shot counts, and the foul. Campbell Fitzgerald was called for a charge on one of her last possessions, but able to get the foul call this time. Knocks down the shot, and this would be the 3rd and 1 opportunity for Fennimore in this first half as the Golden Eagles are back in front. Falls against Jaden Schultz, her first personal, and it's team foul number 6 of the half. 1 foul away from putting Fennimore at the line the rest of the first half. As Campbell Fitzgerald misses the freebie free throw off the back iron, no good, and Mineral Point collects the rebound. 3-pointer straight ahead, knocked down by Sophie Miller. Her second 3-pointer of the game. She's got 6, and it's a 2-point lead again for Mineral Point. 15-13, 8.5 minutes left. Kate Kenny with it on the right wing, trying to give out to Brooklyn Ritchie, and a volleyball collected by Ritchie, trying to push it ahead, but it's stolen away from behind by Mineral Point. 7th turnover of the game for the Golden Eagles. Ball down low, now works its way to the left corner. Lily Hotaker gives off to the top to Maddie Cabot, now back in the game. Peyton Christopher on the right wing, ball over her head, looking for a teammate. Trying to pass it down low to Hotaker. Now back out to Christopher. Cutting towards the basket, and a foul on the floor against Fennimore. I believe this is on Kate Kenny. I beg your pardon, it's on Brooklyn Ritchie, her first personal. Both teams with 6 fouls in the half. Sophie Miller checks out of the game for Mineral Point. in the game is Sadie Miller, and a turnover for Mineral Point as an offensive foul called against the Pointers. And it's against Maddie Cabot. That's her third personal. So Maddie Cabot will check out of the game again, and Stephanie Wallace, a junior wearing number 44, steps in for her. 15-13. Mineral Point leading Fennimore, and the ball knocked out of bounds on the inbound pass, knocked out by Mineral Point. And the Golden Eagles will try inbounding again. Inbound pass gets into Kenny, now to Zink, over to Kylie Cole, pushes ahead to Lindowski at the free throw lane. Lindowski going for a layup. Shots off target, rebound pulled down by Jaden Schultz of Mineral Point. Sadie Miller with a dribble across center court, pushes ahead to the right wing to Christopher. Peyton Christopher now decides to dribbles between the rings, hands off to the left wing to Sadie Miller. Miller finds Jaden Schultz in the left corner. Schultz trying to skip it in, ball deflected and loose in the free throw lane, and contact on the floor. As I believe Peyton Christopher is going to be guilty of a foul. Well, not much she could have done there. She was going to the ground trying to chase the ball. And that means a 1-and-1 coming up for Brooklyn Ritchie's. That's team foul number 8 for Mineral Point. So a 1-and-1 coming up for Brooklyn Ritchie. Brooklyn Ritchie averaging 9.8 points per game and shooting 75% from the free throw line. As that free throw is no good, and a whistle on the rebound. And it will be Mineral Point ball, and I believe a 1-and-1 coming up for the Pointers now. As they call the third personal on Campbell Fitzgerald, that's team foul number 7 of the half. And that will put Sadie Miller at the free throw line. Sadie Miller with 3 points on the game, averaging 13 points per game, and has no free throws on her stat line on the season, but swishes the first free throw attempt here tonight. Gives her now 4 points on the contest, 16-13. Mineral Point leading with 7:21 remaining in half number 1. WCC Brands Custom Apparel and Kieler and at WCC-brands.com. Second free throw also swished. Biggest lead of the game for Mineral Point, 17-13, with 7:15 remaining in half number 1. Brooklyn Ritchie with it on the high left side. A starter set now, pass down low. Zink cutting towards the basket, and they're going to say she traveled. Another turnover for Fennimore, and the Pointers taking possession. I have Fennimore down for 8 turnovers, Mineral Point for 4. 4-point lead for the Pointers, 7 minutes remaining. Ball driven in by Miller. Hands off to Stephanie Wallace. Now back out to the top to Ingwell. Swung over to the left wing to Sadie Miller. Lily Hotaker with a jab step. Now skips it into Ingwell. Runs into a double team under the basket. Back out. Catch and shoot. 3 on the right wing. Airballs it short of the rim. Sadie Miller on the shot attempt, and the rebound collected by Fennimore. Kate Kenny brings it back down the floor for the Golden Eagles. 6.5 minutes remaining until halftime. 4-point lead for the Pointers. As Zink drives to the left side of the lane and gives off to Kylie Cole. Three-pointer no good. Second chance under the basket, no good, but Kylie Cole gets the putback and the foul. Kylie Cole with another 2-point deposit and another chance for her to convert a 3-point play. This is the 4th time that Fennimore's had a chance to convert a 3-point play. They're 2 for 3 on those tonight. And the free throw knocked down by Cole. Kylie Cole with 6 points. The foul was against Sophie Miller. That was her second. Team foul number 9 of the half for Mineral Point. And it's back to a 1-point lead for the Pointers. 17-16, 16-15 remaining in the first half. You have Ingwell on the right wing. Gives off to the top to Hotaker. Now to Sophie Miller on the left wing. Sophie Miller finds Ingwell at the top of the arc. Swung over to Sadie Miller on the right wing. Now to Hotaker in the corner. Skips it into Wallace. Now back to Hotaker on the right wing. Left-handed dribble gives off to the top to Sophie Miller, and a timeout taken by Merrill Brunson of Mineral Point with 5:54 remaining in the first half. Mineral Point 17, Fennimore 16. A full stop, we'll take it 2. Back after this on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In game 1.
Trade out and trade up. with the Gia Milking Performance promotion at Fuller's Milker Center. For a limited time, trade out your old milking units and liners and immediately benefit by trading up to a better milking performance at substantial savings. Choose from the Gia IQ Milking Unit or the Classic 300E Milking Unit, both available with a GQ liner package. Plus, save if you need to swap Jetter cups too. Contact Fuller's Milker Center, LLC, your Gia dealer in Lancaster and Richland Center to find out how you can save big trading out and trading up on new Gia milking equipment technology.
Hello, Ben here from Darlington Family Dental. Your smile is as important to us as it is to you. Give us a call and schedule a consultation to figure out if clear aligners might be right for you. The consultation is free. Zero interest financing is available. This solution for your smile might be more cost-effective than you think. Call our team and experience patient-centered care for you and your family at Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental. Ask about our new patient specials. Keep smiling, Tri-States.
In Game 1.
Mineral Point 17, Fennimore 16, under 6 minutes left in the first half. Mineral Point in possession of the basketball is Stephanie Wallace. Hands off to the left wing to Sophie Miller. Miller with the ball over her head. Looking at Hotaker. Takes one dribble. Cross-court pass back to the far side of the floor to Ava Ingwell. Back to Hotaker. Now back to the left wing to Sadie Miller. Pointer's now with it on the right wing. Now back to the left wing to Ava Ingwell. Pointer's looking for an opportunity around the arc. Sadie Miller skips it to Stephanie Wallace. Now back to Ingwell on the left wing. Works its way around the horn, and a three-pointer coming up and splashed down by Sophie Miller. Sophie Miller with 9 points, all of them coming from beyond the arc. Beg your pardon, that was on... Well, that was Sophie Miller. Scoreboard was a little slow, but the held ball on the left wing for Mineral Point. Alternate possession keeps it with Fennimore with 4:46 remaining in the first half. Fennimore inbounding baseline left side. Kate Kenny gets it in, and they're going to say Bradley Zink traveled off the inbound pass. 9th turnover of the first half for Fennimore. 4:44 remaining until halftime, 20-16. Mineral Point in front. Now Fennimore showing a full court press. Inbound pass gets in as Hotaker gives back to Sophie Miller. Miller with a high arcing pass across the center court stripe. A three-pointer coming up in the left corner. That one bounces off the side of the rim and finally pulled down by Kylie Cole of Fennimore. She'll give off to Kate Kenny to bring it across the timeline. 4:20 remaining until halftime. 20-16. Mineral Point on top of Fennimore. Swall girls basketball on X1071 of the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Three-pointer on the right wing. Missed by Kate Kenny. Ball ricocheted out of bounds off the fingertips of Kylie Cole, and it will be Mineral Point basketball. Russell Offices, your local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Russell Offices in Platteville, Dodgeville, Cuba City, and Darlington. Driving in the lane is Miller in the left-handed scoop layup off the window and in for two. 7 points for Sadie Miller. 22-16. Pointers in front, and the Pointers come away with a steal. And a three-pointer coming up for Mineral Point. Off the front of the rim, no good. That one missed by Sophie Miller. And the rebound collected by the Golden Eagles. Brooklyn Ritchie brings it across the timeline, dribbles into the lane, and a reach-in called against Mineral Point. Stops the clock with 3:37 left until the halftime break. 22-16, Mineral Point on top. It's the third personal on Sophie Miller. She joins the three-foul club with Maddie Cabot. And Brooklyn Ritchie back at the line, looking for her first points of the game. And Ritchie misses the first free throw attempt. She's now 0 for 2. Brooklyn Ritchie averaging 9.8 points per game coming into the contest. And a 75% free throw shooter. Goes up for the second attempt and knocks it down. 22-17, Mineral Point on top of Fennimore. Closing in on 3.5 minutes left until the halftime break. Sophie Miller with it on the right wing, gives off to Stephanie Wallace. Wallace with a stutter step. Takes a couple dribbles and hands off to Sadie Miller. Miller being guarded by Brooklyn Ritchie. Dribbles to the top of the arc. Back over to Sophie Miller. Skipped over to the corner to Hotaker. Now back to the left wing. Three-pointer coming up off the back iron. Missed by Sadie Miller. Bounced off the back iron, and Fennimore collects the rebound. Eden Fry with it on the right wing. Now Brooklyn Ritchie straight ahead. Three, knocks it down. Brooklyn Ritchie with the triple. Back to a 2-point margin. 22-20, 2:50 left. Ava Ingwell stops her dribble just across center court. Skips it ahead to Hotaker at the free throw lane. Now back to Ingwell on the right wing. Lobs it in down low to Sadie Miller. Dribbles to the right corner. Now Sophie Miller loading up for three on the left wing. Knocks that one down. Sophie Miller with her fourth three-pointer of the first half. 25-20 with 2:26 left until the halftime break. As Brooklyn Ritchie able to navigate the full court press. Dribbles to the left side of the paint. Now back out a left wing three. Ball spit back out and the rebound pulled down by Sophie Miller. Partners back down the other way, leading by 5, closing in on 2 minutes left. Ball the right wing to Sadie Miller, now out to the top to Ingwell, back to the left wing to Sophie Miller. Sophie Miller fires down low, shot off the front of the rim, no good. Even through the contact for Sadie Miller, no foul called, and Fennimore collects the rebound. Minute 50 remaining, 5-point lead for the Pointers. Okay, Kenny, crossover dribble, drives towards the basket, layup, bounces off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound pulled down by Stephanie Wallace. Hands out to Ava Ingwell across the center court stripe. 94 seconds left, and a push called against Fennimore, I believe. And Coach Ben Wood is not thrilled about that call at all. They say it's against Kate Kenny. That's her first personal. And a 1-and-1 coming up for Mineral Point as they will send number 24, Ava Ingwell, to the charity stripe. Ava Ingwell averaging 5.7 points per game and is 2 for 3 from the free throw line on the season and knocks down the first attempt here. Ava Ingwell now the 5th different scorer on the stat line for Mineral Point, back to a 6-point lead, 26-20 with a minute 34 left. And the second free throw also knocked down. 27-20. Pointers on top of the Golden Eagles. 90 seconds left until halftime. Catherine Nelson driving towards the basket, and a blocking foul called against Mineral Point. As this will be team foul number 11 of the half for Mineral Point. It's the second personal on Sadie Miller. 2 free throws coming up for Catherine Nelson. And Nelson can't hit the first free throw. Tonight's game brought to you by Cole Acres Golf and Grill in Cuba City and at coleacresgolfandgrill.com, and by Applied Micro, your computer and networking specialist in Platteville, Dodgeville, and appliedmicro.biz. Second free throw for Nelson is knocked in. I believe that is Catherine Nelson's first point of the season. 27-21, Mineral Point on top of Fennimore. Swall Girls Basketball on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Ava Ingwell brings it across center court, skips over to the right wing to Jaden Schultz. Being guarded by Briley Zink. Drives to the right side of the paint, now back out to the corner. Ava Ingwell back over to the left wing to Peyton Christopher. Christopher out to the top to Kate James. Now swung over to Schultz on the right wing. Schultz gives back to James at the top of the arc. Under a minute left. 27-21. Pointers on top of the Golden Eagles. Ava Ingwell with the left-handed dribble, switches to the left hand, trying to shake off Kate Kenny. Mineral Point continuing to work the ball around the arc. Peyton Christopher trying to shake off Brooklyn Ritchie. Ritchie falls to her knees, able to get back up. Ball skipped over in the corner to Ingwell. Ingwell dribbles it back out. 24 seconds left until halftime. And Merrill Brunson calls timeout for Mineral Point with 19.3 seconds left. Wants to draw out the final play before we go to the halftime break. It is a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. At halftime, we'll bring you the McNett Electric halftime report. Also do a quick check on the shoebox scoreboard as well. Game tonight brought to you by Gorgon Funeral Services. Caring for families since 1916, Gorgon Funeral Services in Dodgeville and Mineral Point. TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville. Beautify your home with decorative colored mulch. Give Ginger and the gang a call. TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville. Carver's Hardwood Flooring. For hardwood flooring, stair installation, or refinishing needs, call Ryan Carver, the only National Wood Flooring Association certified installer, sander, and finisher in the tri-state area. Carver's Hardwood Flooring in Benton. And by Krantz Auto Parts and Krantz Hardware Do It Best. See Rob Krantz and the crew for full-service repair on cars and light trucks, too. Krantz Auto Parts and Krantz Hardware Do It Best in Fennimore. 19.3 seconds left in the first half. 27-21. Mineral Point on top. Pointers in possession of the basketball coming out of the 30-second stop. Peyton Christopher skips it in to Kate James, right side of the paint. Dribbles to the right corner. 5 seconds left. Ball thrown in to Jaden Schultz. Trying to find Ingwell down low, and Ingwell's shot goes in before the halftime break. Ava Ingwell with her first field goal, giving her 4 points, and it's an 8-point lead for the Pointers at halftime. 29-21, Mineral Point leads Fennimore in the Swall opener. And girls basketball coming up next. We'll bring you the McNett Electric halftime report. We'll recap the first half stats and do a quick check on the shoebox scoreboard as well. McNett Electric halftime report coming your way next on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 2.
If you're upgrading a home or business, call the trusted pros at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. They offer a premium selection of CHI overhead doors combining style, durability, and security for both residential and commercial properties. Need rain gutters to protect your building from water damage? Carey's has you covered there too. Learn more at Carey'sGuttersandDoors.com. They sell the best and service the rest. Get the quality you deserve at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors, Belmont, and Prairie du Chien.
As the official mascot of Country Hearth Breads and literally made of dough, Lofi would like to put a little more jingle in your holiday this season by giving you a chance to win some dough yourself. Visit countryhearthbreads.com/sweeps and enter today for your chance to win $500 or $1,000. Winners will each receive a check that can be used for travel, gifts, or even Lofi's personal choice, lots and lots of bread and buns for all your holiday celebrations. So get your buns over to countryhearthbreads.com/sweeps and enter today. Good luck.
In Game 2.
Grant Regional Health Center and People State Bank coverage of high school girls basketball presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, powered by Laley Center Monroe and H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical. The halftime score at Scott Schmitz Gymnasium in Mineral Point. The Pointers have a 29-21 lead on the Fennimore Golden Eagles. We'll recap the first half stats after this on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 3.
Brighten your holiday season with Grant Regional Health Center Auxiliaries Festival of Trees, Friday, December 5th and Saturday, December 6th, in conjunction with Lancaster Chamber's Frosty Night of Cheer. See a wonderful array of decorated trees sponsored by local businesses and community groups, purchase homemade cookies, and stop by the Kids Corner where little ones can pick a gift to wrap to give to a loved one. All happening at the Congregational Church on the Square in Lancaster. Visit grantregional.com to learn more about Festival of Trees December 5th and 6th. See you there.
The 2025 WGLR Holiday Auction is this Saturday, December 6th at Tim Slack Auction and Realty in Lancaster, starting at 8:15 a.m. Listen to 97.7 Country for all the fun. Bid online at timslackauctionrealty.com or call 608-723-5106. The holiday auction supports the Grant County Food Pantries, along with families and children with financial needs. Thank you to our annual sponsors, Breckler Landusky Insurance Group, Tim Slack Auction and Realty, and TDS Telecom. The 2025 WGLR Holiday Auction this Saturday.
In Game 3.
(29-21) the halftime score here in Mineral Point. The Pointers leading the Fennimore Golden Eagles in Swall girls basketball on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Our game tonight brought to you by Sloan Implement, your official John Deere dealer in Bloomington, Cuba City, Montfort, and at sloans.com. By Bus Electric, call Brad Adrian and Josh Busher at Bus Electric, Lancaster, and Fennimore. People's State Bank for personal, home, business, and ag loans. Visit one of their area convenient locations or visit peoplesfinancial.com member FDIC. And by Gary's Pest Control in Dickeyville. Gary's Pest Control salutes our local athletes. Gary's Pest Control with over 40 years of professional, friendly service. On the Shoebox scoreboard, presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. With 3:42 left in the first half, Cuba City leading Darlington 25-19. Again, that's on Super Hits 106 and superhits106.com. And with 7:58 left in the first half, over in Dodgeville, Platteville leading the Dodgers 23-6 in SWC hoops. That's over on ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL, and also on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. We'll take one more timeout, and I'll have the final tally of our first half stats as the McNutt Electric halftime report continues on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 4.
Attention business owners. Are you tired of monthly fees eating into your profits? Look no further than People's State Bank. People's State Bank's business checking account has no monthly service charge. Yes, you heard that right. 0 monthly service charges. But that's not all. Enjoy free ATM and debit cards, free online and mobile banking, and free bill pay services. With People's State Bank, managing your business finances has never been easier or more affordable. Stop wasting your hard-earned money on unnecessary fees. Switch to People's State Bank today and take care of your business finances. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
When severe weather hits and the power goes out, do you have a plan? For reliable power and peace of mind, propane can do that. It only takes about 10 seconds for a propane-powered generator to restore power to your home. So no matter what Mother Nature has in store, you know you're prepared. Learn more at WIPGA.org. This message is sponsored by your local propane provider and the Wisconsin Propane Education and Research Council.
In Game 4.
Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school girls basketball presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. 29-21, Mineral Point leading Fennimore. At the halftime break, our McNutt Electric halftime report brought to you by McNutt Electric. For all of your electrical needs, call McNutt Electric in Belmont. Recapping the first half here at Mineral Point is pretty back and forth through most of the first half, but Mineral Point able to stretch the lead to 8 before the halftime break. It was pretty back and forth, especially early on in the first half as Fennimore got to the foul line pretty early. They were able to convert 3 3-point plays in that first half, able to draw the foul under the basket and hit a couple shots at the free throw lane. But the three-point shooting of Sophie Miller has really been the story in the first half for Mineral Point scoring-wise. She's got 4 3-pointers to give her 12 points to lead all scorers in the first half. Also on the scoring side for Mineral Point, 7 points for Sadie Miller, 5 points for Maddie Cabot, 4 points for Ava Ingwell, and 1 point for Lily Hotaker in that first half. Jaden Schultz started but has not scored. Other players seeing action in the first half for Mineral Point: Peyton Christopher and Stephanie Wallace. As Mineral Point had 11 team fouls in that first half, 3 fouls apiece for Sophie Miller and Maddie Cabot, so we'll have to keep track of the foul trouble for Mineral Point in that second half. And for Fennimore, they're led in scoring tonight by Kylie Cole, who converted 2 of those 3 3-point plays to give her 6 on the game. 4 points for Brooklyn Ritchie, including 1 3-pointer. 3 points for Peyton Landowski and Bradley Zink. 2 points apiece for Eden Fry and Campbell Fitzgerald. Catherine Nelson is 1 of 2 at the free throw line. Kate Kenny started and has not scored for the Golden Eagles here in that first half. Team stat-wise, Fennimore I have down for 10 turnovers in that first half. Mineral Point I have down for 4. Foul shooting, Mineral Point 8 of 9 from the line. Fennimore 5 of 9. Mineral Point with 5 3-pointers in that first half, 2 for Fennimore. Those are the first half stats through one half of play here at Scott Schmitz Gymnasium at Mineral Point High School. 29-21, Mineral Point leading the Fennimore Golden Eagles in Swall Girls basketball at the half. On Super Hits 106, Cuba City leading Darlington in girls basketball 27-23. And the final on 97.7 Country, WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, Iowa Grant defeats Basketball 61-52. We'll take one more timeout. We'll bring you the start of the second half. 29-21. Mineral Point on top of Fennimore. This has been the McNutt Electric Halftime Report. For all of your electrical needs, call McNutt Electric in Belmont. Second half coming up next on X1071 and X1071.com and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 5.
Hello, Mitch here from Kieler Family Dental. There's never been a better time to explore what's possible for you and your family at our 3 state-of-the-art facilities. From routine dental care to same-day crowns to clear aligners, veneers, and implants, we cover a wide spectrum of dental services. Call our team and experience patient-centered care for you and your family at Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental. Ask about our new patient specials. Keep smiling, Tri-States.
Save big money in your next painting project at Menards. Pristine Interior Paint and Primer in One is Dutch Boy's best hiding and most durable paint. It delivers a smooth, elegant finish while providing maximum scuff, stain, and mark resistance. Save big money on Dutch Boy paints and get your painting project started today. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
In Game 5.
High school girls basketball on X1071, sponsored by Wood Law Office, serving you in Fennimore and Basketball for all of your legal matters. Call Wood Law Office in Fennimore and Basketball. By Southwest Health, with over 24 specialty services and more than 50 specialists, you can have specialized care without traveling far from home. Learn more about their specialty services at southwesthealth.org. Second half underway, and a steal for Fennimore. Stealing the first possession away from Mineral Point. Pass down low to Brooklyn Ritchie. Now back out to the corner. Three-pointer coming up for Briley Zink, and she splashes it down for 3. Briley Zink with her second triple of the game. She's got 6 points in total. Back to a 5-point lead for Mineral Point. 29-24, 30 seconds into the second half. Maddie Cabot driving towards the basket. Backing in on Lendowski. Now fighting a teammate cutting towards the basket. Shot missed by Ava Ingwell. Rolls off the side of the rim, and the Golden Eagles come away with the rebound. Eagles got 3 on their first possession. A lob pass down low to Ritchie. Ball poked out of bounds. It will stay with Fennimore. Ball poked out by Ava Ingwell, and the Golden Eagles inbounding baseline left side. Ivy Construction Incorporated is a family-owned and operated ready-mix, aggregate, and excavation company serving Southwest Wisconsin. Ivy's Construction in Mineral Point as Fennimore turns the ball over off the inbound, and the Eagles steal it right back as Kate Kenny will bring it across center court for Fennimore. Right down the middle of the center court stripe, hands off to Zink, cutting towards the basket. She lays it off the window and in for 2. Riley Zink with 5 quick points in the second half for Fennimore. 8 points in total. Back to a 3-point margin, 29-26. Pointers in front, but the Eagles with the offensive momentum in half number 2 so far. Sophie Miller hands off to Ava Ingwell in the right corner. Gets out to the right wing to Jaden Schultz. Ball works its way over to the left corner to number 12, Sophie Miller. No, it gets to Cabot at the top of the free throw lane. Now back out to Schultz in the corner. She'll pull up for 3, overshoots the rim, and the rebound pulled down by Brooklyn Ritchie. Golden Eagles in possession of the basketball, trailing by 3. 16-13 left in half number 2. Zink dribbles to the left side of the paint, and they're going to say Zink traveled. Looks like she dragged her pivot foot. 12th turnover of the game for Fennimore. As Jaden Schultz checks out, Lily Hotaker back in for Mineral Point. 3-point lead for the Pointers with 16:09 left. In half number 2, Lely Center Monroe. Call your local dairy automation specialist, Jordan Wilson, at Lely Center Monroe. Ball lobbed in, and Maddie Cabot at the free throw lane. She's double teamed, looking for someone to pass to. Trying to give it back to Ava Ingwell. Able to keep it alive, and a hell ball called, and the alternate possession will give it to Fennimore. 15:51 left in half number 2, 29-26. Mineral Point on top. Grant Regional Health Center's ortho team, Dr. Brad Binsfeld and Nate Stocco, PAC, provide exceptional care for sports-related injuries. Grant Regional Health Center, better health starts here. Ball given to Bradley Zink in the right corner. Now dribbles into the lane, puts up another floater off the side of the rim, no good. Hotaker wrestles the rebound away. Sadie Miller brings it across center court. Lobs it in down low to Maddie Cabot. Turnaround shot off the back iron, no good. Brooklyn Ritchie with the board for Fennimore. Kay Kenny brings it across center court for the Golden Eagles. 15-18 left in half number 2. Peyton Landowski under the basket, off the glass and in for 2. Peyton Landowski now with 5 points on the game. A 1-point lead for Mineral Point. A 7-point run for Fennimore to begin half number 2. Ball lobbed in to Ava Ingvall, now trying to bounce it back to Cabot, and a hard fall for both Cabot, and I believe that's Peyton Landowski. And it's going to stay with Mineral Point. I believe they called the hell ball. No foul on the scoreboard. Inbound pass gets in. Shot missed by Lily Hotaker off the inbound pass, and Fennimore comes away with the rebound. Golden Eagles on a 7-0 run to begin the second half. Cut it down to a 1-point lead for Mineral Point, 29-28. Brooklyn Ritchie dribbles to the top of the arc. Hands out to Kylie Cole. Now over to the right wing to Kate Kenny. Kenny finds Landowski at the top of the arc. Right-handed dribble. Right side of the paint. Under the basket. Shot put up. No good. But a foul, and I believe Landowski is going to the line. And that is the 4th personal on Maddie Cabot. So Cabot will check out of the game. We'll see Kate James checking back in as Landowski loading up for the free throw. And Landowski short on the free throw attempt. She's now 1 of 2. Community First Bank, for you in the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank. CFbank.com. Member FDIC. Landowski misses the second free throw as well off the back iron, and a held ball off the rebound, and the possession arrow pointing to Fennimore, so the Eagles will keep the possession with 14:31 left in the second half. 29-28, Mineral Point on top, but the Golden Eagles trying to take the lead on this possession. Brooklyn Ritchie in the lane, double teamed, puts up a shot, ricochets off the right side of the rim. Offensive rebound for Kylie Cole. She stumbles to the ground, and the official's going to say she stepped on the out-of-bounds line. So Fennimore turns it over for the 13th time of the game, and it's 29-28. Mineral Point on top. Pointers looking for their first points of the second half. Mineral Point led 29-21 at the break, and a hold called against Fennimore. Call goes against Bradley Zink, her first personal, team foul number 1 of the half for Fennimore. Inbound pass gets into Sophie Miller on the right wing. Now over to Ava Ingvall in the left corner. Sadie Miller goes off to Sophie Miller on the right wing. Inside to James, now back over to the left corner. Ava Ingvall, left wing, Hotaker at the top. Sophie Miller on the right wing. Jump shot off the side of the rim, no good for number 22, Kate James, and the rebound pulled down by Fennimore. 29-28. Mineral Point leading. As Brooklyn Ritchie driving towards the basket, lost her footing, and they're going to say a foul against Mineral Point. I believe it's on Sophie Miller. And that is the 4th on Sophie Miller. That's a huge foul. She's been the leading scorer tonight for both teams. She will check out, and that brings in number 5, Peyton Christopher. Okay, Kenny with the inbound pass. It's deflected out of the hands of Brooklyn Ritchie, and a blocking foul called against Bradley Zink. As Ava Ingvall dropped the shoulder, trying to shake Zink off, but they're going to say Zink was a little too aggressive. Third personal on Zink, second foul of the half for Fennimore. Still 29-28, Mineral Point leading Fennimore. And the Pointers have yet to score in the second half. Fennimore on a 7-0 run. Ava Ingvall with it on the left wing, hands off to Christopher, left side of the point, now right side of the point to Lily Hotaker. Hotaker hands out to Christopher, swung over to Ingvall, now in the left corner to Sadie Miller. Miller skips it over to Ingwell. Step and pop jumper. Back iron, no. Rebound pulled down by Fennimore, but a whistle. I believe this is against Kate James. Scratch that, that's Peyton Christopher. Her second personal, team foul number 3 of the half for Mineral Point. Fennimore with 2 team fouls in the second half. 29-28, Mineral Point on top of the Golden Eagles in the Swall opener for both programs in girls hoops. Lob ball down low for Brooklyn Ritchie, but there's contact under the basket and free throws coming up for Brooklyn Ritchie. She'll try to tie or take the lead at the free throw line with 2 attempts. Foul goes against Kate James. That's her first personal, team foul number 4 of the half for the Pointers. And the first free throw is knocked down by Ritchie. Ritchie now with 5 points on the game. Mount City Bank's total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Step into Mount City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Learn more at mountcitybank.com. Ritchie misses the second free throw and the ball's knocked out of bounds. It will be Mineral Point basketball as we are now tied at 29 with 12:43 left in the second half. Fennimore on an 8-0 run to open up the second half. Ball across by Ava Ingwell. Skip pass inside and a foul against Fennimore. It's either against Ritchie or Kenny. It'll be the second personal on Brooklyn Ritchie. Both teams down with 4 fouls in the second half. McNutt Electric and Belmont, they can assist with all of your electrical needs, whatever the need, agricultural, commercial, or residential. Chip and his crew of McNutt Electric are on call and ready to help you. McNutt Electric in Belmont. James dribbles to the top of the free throw lane for Mineral Point. Hands off to Peyton Christopher. Now swung over to Lily Hotaker on the right wing. Passes inside to Miller. Gives back to Kate James at the free throw lane. Now back to Hotaker, right wing. Peyton Christopher gets it back on the left wing. Skip pass inside, kicked away, but recovered. As the Pointers, again, looking for their first points in half number 2 as we have hit the 12-minute mark in the second half. Kate James finds Hotaker on the left wing. Pointers showing patience. Now driving towards the basket is Ingwell, and a foul against Fennimore. I believe they're whistling up Briley Zink, and that would be her 4th. That's a huge foul for Fennimore. As Briley Zink averaging 9.2 points per game, and the first points of the second half will go to Ava Ingwell, giving her 5 points on the game. Mineral Point now 9 of 10 from the charity stripe this evening. Second free throw off the back iron, no good. Volleyball for the rebound, pulled down by Brooklyn Ritchie. 1 point lead for Mineral Point, 30-29, 11:42 remaining. Kate Kenny with a right-handed dribble, angles towards the right wing, lobs it over to Brooklyn Ritchie. Ritchie skips it over to the right corner to Campbell Fitzgerald, and Fitzgerald dragged her pivot foot for the 14th Fennimore turnover of the contest. Game tonight brought to you by Century 21, affiliated in basketball. See Bobby Joe, Hans, Allison, or Richard for all of your real estate needs. Century 21 in basketball. Peyton Christopher gets the inbound pass, tries to skip it ahead, looking for Maddie Cabot, but it's going to be poked out of bounds by Peyton Landowski under the basket. And the ball will stay with Mineral Point. Sadie Miller set to inbound baseline right side for the Pointers. The inbound pass is deflected and stolen away as a hell ball call, but it was between 2 teammates. And it will stay with Mineral Point. Kind of a goofy sequence there. Miller gets the inbound pass in to Ingwell at the free throw lane. Now back to Miller in the right corner, and they're going to say Miller traveled. Turnover number 6 by my count on the Pointers. Stops the clock with 11:20 remaining in the second half, 30-29, Pointers on top. Game tonight also brought to you by Anytime Roofing. Visit AnytimeRoofingWI.com to see how Anytime Roofing can rely on your next roofing or siding project. Campbell Fitzgerald with the ball, lobs it into Lindowski. Now back over to the corner for Kylie Cole. Knocks down the triple from the right corner. Kylie Cole with her first three-pointer of the game. She's got 9. 2-point lead for Fennimore. 32-30, under 11 minutes left. Shot under the basket, but the ball kicked out of bounds. And the ball will stay with the Pointers. Pointers set to set up the inbound. Ava Ingwell will throw it in baseline left side. Ingwell looking for a teammate. Skips it into Hotaker, but it's stolen away by Kylie Cole. She gives out to Kate Kenny. Kenny with a left-handed dribble, dribbles to the left side of the paint, hands out to Campbell Fitzgerald on the left wing. Cross-court pass to Ritchie. Now down low to Cole, or beg your pardon, that's Lindowski. Trying to put up the shot, but a foul under the basket. Foul was before the shot, so non-shooting foul. Third foul called against Peyton Christopher. Team foul number 5. Both teams with 5 fouls in the second half. Kate Kenny set to throw in the inbound pass for Fennimore. Gets it into Fitzgerald, and under the basket, beg your pardon, that's Brooklyn Ritchie able to deposit 2 on that bank shot. 4-point lead for Fennimore, 34-30, 10.5 minutes left. Three-pointer on the left wing, off the front of the rim, no good. Campbell Fitzgerald with the board for Fennimore. Gives out to Kate Kenny. A 13-1 run for Fennimore in this second half. Campbell Fitzgerald, right side of the point, lobs it in to Kenny. Kenny double team right side, and a blocking foul called against Mineral Point. I believe this is against Ava Ingwell. That's her first. Team foul number 6 of the half on the Pointers. Kate Kenny sets to throw in the inbound pass once again for Fennimore. Campbell Fitzgerald calls for the ball. She'll get it on the right wing. Gives back to Kenny on the left wing. Fires it down low to Kylie Cole. Her shot's deflected by Lily Hotaker, and the ball stolen away by the Pointers by Sophie Miller. And a hell ball called in the backcourt. And Kylie Cole, off the tie-up, gives Fennimore the possession. 9:58 remaining in the second half. Again, Mineral Point led at the half, 28-21, and it's now 34-30 in advantage Fennimore. A 13-1 run for the Golden Eagles to open up the second half. Campbell Fitzgerald with it on the high left side. Gives out to Kylie Cole, now over to Kate Kenny on the right wing. Kenny gives out to the top to Lindowski. Lindowski with a left-handed dribble, gives back out to the top. Now Ritchie cutting towards the basket, finds an open teammate, three-pointer off the front of the rim, no good. Campbell Fitzgerald, the putback, no good, but a foul against Mineral Point. Team foul number 7, which means bonus free throws the rest of the way for Fennimore. Fouls against Lily Hotaker, that's her second personal. And the free throw missed. By Campbell Fitzgerald. Score remains 34-30. But Fitzgerald able to convert the second free throw. Campbell Fitzgerald now 1 of 3 at the free throw line. She's got 3 points in total, and it's a 5-point lead for the Golden Eagles. 9:25 remaining in the second half. Maddie Cabot with the ball on the high left side. Ball driven into the right side of the paint. Now hands off to Ava Ingwell. Ingwell dribbles out of the right corner, now between the rings, trying to set it up offensively. Tosses to the near side to Jaden Schultz. Now back out to the top. Cabot loading up, straight ahead 3. Back iron, no. And ball poked out of bounds right in front of the Mineral Point bench, and the Pointers were the last to touch it. Turnover number 9 of the half. Or 9 of the game, I should say, for Mineral Point. Under 9 minutes left. 35-30. Fennimore leading Mineral Point in the Swall opener in girls hoops tonight. West End Salvage of Lancaster. See Junkyard Joe Cranston, the West End Salvage team for recycling as well as construction and demolition waste too. West End Salvage of Lancaster. Campbell Fitzgerald with the basketball for Fennimore. Now passes to Kylie Cole, loading up for 3, left side of the point, knocks it down. Kylie Cole now with 12 points on the game for Fennimore. 38-30, Golden Eagles in front. Jaden Schultz with it on the right wing, trying to get past Fitzgerald, or get past Brooklyn Ritchie, I should say. And the ball's thrown into the backcourt, and an over and back called. And that is turnover number 10 for the Pointers. As Fennimore is on a 17-1 run in this second half. It was 28-21 at the half. And Fennimore just suffocating Mineral Point. Ritchie with it on the right elbow. Now drives in the lane. Tries to put it off the glass. But now when toilet bowl's out, and ball poked out of bounds by Kylie Cole. Mineral Point will take possession with 8:09 left in the second half. 8-point lead for the Golden Eagles. Anderson Weber Toyota Dubuque, powering our audio stream. Anderson Weber Toyota, when you are ready. And by Claire Bank, with their 8 convenient locations in Southwest Wisconsin, proud to support our community events. Claire Bank, where they say we can do that. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Cabot driving in the lane, a collision, and a shot made by Sadie Miller. Sadie Miller with the 3. She's now got 10 points, and that ends the scoring drought for Mineral Point. Shot put up under the basket, no good by Kylie Cole, and a hell ball called as Kylie Cole and Jaden Schultz got tied up with the basketball. And Mineral Point takes possession on the alternate possession, 7:44 remaining. Sophie Miller brings it across center court, gives out to the top to Cabot. Cabot spinning towards the basket as she dropped a stiff arm on Lindowski. Misses the shot, offensive rebound, three-pointer coming up on the right wing. Side iron, no. Kate James chases down the offensive board for Mineral Point. Ball fired in off the fingertips of Schultz, goes out of bounds, and it will stay with Mineral Point. Sophie Miller set to inbound for Mineral Point, playing with 4 fouls. She's got 12 points on the game, all of them coming from the three-point line in the first half. Now Cabot, catch and shoot 3 off the inbound. Ricochets off the front of the rim. Kate James with another offensive rebound. Gives out to Jaden Schultz on the right wing. Dribbles into the paint, now back out. Miller loading up for 3. Off the front of the rim, no good. And another offensive rebound momentarily, but the hell ball called as Cable Fitzgerald able to wrestle it out of the hands of Jaden Schultz. And it will be Fennimore basketball with 7:04 remaining in the second half. 38-33. Golden Eagles in front. Herms's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington, and Herms's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main and Platteville. See Herms's for the perfect paint for your next project. Herms's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville. All fired into Kylie Cole under the basket, off the glass and in for 2. Kylie Cole with 14 points, 40-33. Fennimore on top. Fennimore trying to stay undefeated and go to 6-0 and take down the defending co-champs of the SWAL as the floater in the lane is knocked down by Jaden Schultz to give her first points of the game. 40-35, 6:25 remaining. Golden Eagles in front and in possession of the ball. Lindowski in the left corner. Ball over her head. Now decides to dribble. Lost the handle momentarily. Picks it up. And I believe a timeout taken by Coach Ben Wood of Fennimore. That'll stop the clock with 6:16 remaining in the second half. Fennimore with a 5-point lead, 40-35. We'll keep it here and tell you that our game is brought to you by Russell Offices, your local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Russell Offices in Platteville, Dodgeville, Cuba City, and Darlington. Brian's Auto Body and Paint Specialist, the pros at Brian's, gets the job done right. For unexpected dings or major repair projects, head to Brian's Auto Body and Paint in Lancaster. Breckler Insurance Group, for all of your insurance needs, see Steve Lindowski at Breckler Insurance in Fennimore. Breckler Insurance, serving Southwest Wisconsin for over 95 years. WCC Brands, custom apparel in Kieler and at WCC-brands.com. Cole Acres Golf and Grill in Cuba City and at ColeAcresGolfandGrill.com. And by Applied Micro, your computer and networking specialist in Platteville, Dodgeville, and AppliedMicro.biz. Tyler Dictanis with you with the best seat in the house in the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. 6:15 remaining, 40-35. Fennimore on top of Mineral Point at SWAL Girls Basketball from Scott Schmidt's Gymnasium. Here at Mineral Point, as losing the handle is Peyton Lindowski. It goes out of bounds, and they're going to say she's the last to touch it. That is the 15th turnover of the game for Fennimore. As the Pointers take possession and trying to chip away at this 5-point deficit with 6 minutes left. Shot put up under the basket, no good. Ball poked out of bounds, and the last touch by Fennimore, so the Pointers will keep possession. Community First Bank, free in the communities where you live or can play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank. CFBank.com. Member FDIC. Floater in the lane off the inbound, no good for Mineral Point, and the offensive rebound taken by James. Cross-court pass to the far side of the floor. Back iron, no. Scramble for the rebound, and a whistle as another hell ball called. The possession arrow pointing to Mineral Point. So the Pointers keeping possession again. Sophie Miller inbounding for the Pointers. Baseline left side. Miller gets it in to the other Miller, that's Sadie. Off the left side of the rim, no good, and the Golden Eagles with the rebound. Kate Kenny brings it across the timeline, angling towards the right side. Gives to Campbell Fitzgerald in the corner. Fitzgerald with the ball over her head, gives back to the right wing to Brooklyn Ritchie. Now Peyton Landowski loading up for three, trying to bank it in. Too strong off the backboard, and Sadie Miller with the rebound for Mineral Point. 5:15 remaining, 5-point lead for Fennimore, 40-35. Kate James catch and shoot three on the right corner is good. Kate James with the triple. That's her first three-pointer of the season. Back to a 2-point lead for Fennimore, 40-38, under 5 minutes remaining. Landowski gives to Brooklyn Ritchie, now finds Campbell Fitzgerald at the top of the arc. Down low to Kylie Cole, puts up a shot. It's no good, but a foul. Mineral Point fans say the feet were planted. Official says otherwise. And that is the fifth on Maddie Cabot. Maddie Cabot has fouled out of the game for Mineral Point, so Lily Hotaker will check back in. 2-point lead for Fennimore with 4:45 remaining. Ava Ingwell now back in the game for Mineral Point as well. That'll send Kate James to the bench. Kylie Cole at the line, 14 points on the night. And knocks down the first free throw. She earns another as that is team foul number 8. Woodlaw Office serving you in Fennimore and Boscobel for all your legal matters. Woodlaw Office in Fennimore and Boscobel. Second free throw for Cole's knocked down. 16 points for Kylie Cole. 4-point lead for Fennimore. 42-38, 4:40 remaining. Sophie Miller goes out to the top. Sadie Miller catch and shoot three. Straight ahead, knocks it down. Sadie Miller with her second three-pointer of the second half. 13 points for her. 1-point lead for Fennimore. 42-41, 4:25 left. Pass down low to Campbell Fitzgerald. Dribbles out of the double team and finds Brooklyn Ritchie at the top of the arc. Now pass deflected, stolen away, and a push called against Fitzgerald. So Fennimore, or Mineral Point, gets the steal. And Campbell Fitzgerald, guilty of a push. That's her fourth personal. Team foul number 6 for the Golden Eagles. Catherine Nelson now checks in the game. And that will send Peyton Landowski to take a seat for the Golden Eagles. 2-3 zone look shown by Fennimore. As Mineral Point trying to retake the lead. Trailing by 1, 42-41. Inlet pass to Miller, deflected but recovered. Gives off to Ava Ingwell, now on the left wing. To Sophie Miller. Ava Ingwell with it on the left wing. 3:45 remaining, 1-point ball game. Fennimore trying to stay undefeated and take down the co-champs of the SWAL. Mineral Point trying to get to an even 500 and have a winning record to begin conference play. Ava Ingwell finds Sadie Miller in the left wing. Ball works its way over to the right corner. And a travel called against Sophie Miller. Sophie Miller dragged her pivot foot before she could pass the ball. And it will be Fennimore basketball leading by 1 with 3:27 remaining. Kylie Cole checks out of the game for Fennimore, and Briley Zink checks back in with those 4 personal fouls. Zink has the ball on the high right side. Zink with the ball over her head. Now decides to dribble. Into the paint. Left-handed layup. Too strong off the backboard. Miller with the rebound for Mineral Point. And a quick foul on Catherine Miller as she was trying to get across center court. And now 1-and-1 free throws coming up for Sadie Miller. First personal on Catherine Nelson, but free throws coming up to tie and potentially take the lead for Mineral Point. And the first free throw knocked in. We're tied. That foul on Nelson might be a potential tri-core turning point with 3:06 left. Miller for the lead. Ball toilet bowls out. And the rebound collected by Fennimore. Tied at 42, 3 minutes left. Kate Kenny with a yo-yo dribble on the right wing. Switches to the left hand. Ingles to the left wing. Gives off to Catherine Nelson in the left corner. Nelson with a jab step, now a dribble. Hands off to the left wing to Kate Kenny. Now a three-pointer coming up for Catherine Nelson off the front of the rim, no good. Mineral Point with the rebound. Jaden Schultz with the board. Hands off to Sadie Miller. Sadie Miller brings it across, hands off to Ava Ingwell on the left wing. And a timeout taken by Mineral Point with 2:29 left. Mineral Point 42, Fennimore 42. Don't go anywhere. We'll bring you the rest of the game after this on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 6.
Have you heard the story that's about a guy who lives in a bank that is really close by? The Capital One Cafe is his home, no doubt, where customers bank and get their cash out. There's no fees or minimums on checking accounts, so your money stays. Most Capital One Cafes are open all 7 days. This magical place, as some people might call it, is where the Capital One Bank guy says, "What's in your wallet?" Such a lovely tale.
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One and a member FDIC.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
In Game 6.
We got a good one here at Mineral Point. Pointers 42, Fennimore Golden Eagles 42. 2:29 remaining. Mineral Point in possession of the basketball. Inbounding baseline, left side of the basket. Inbound pass gets into Ava Ingwell. She'll give out to Sadie Miller on the right wing. Gives back to Ingwell. Now to Sophie Miller on the left wing. Sophie gives back out to the top to Ava Ingwell. Ingwell finds Jaden Schultz on the right wing. Catch and shoot three. Back iron, no. And the rebound chased down by Brooklyn Ritchie at Fennimore. Ritchie will give off to Kate Kenny. 2:05 remaining. 42-42. We're all tied up. Right-handed dribble skipped over to the right corner to Brooklyn Ritchie. Fires a pass down low as Fitzgerald going to throw it off the foot of Ava Ingwell. And Fennimore will inbound baseline right side with 1:53 remaining. Kate Kenny looking for someone to pass to. Gets it into Brooklyn Ritchie on the right wing. Now back to Kenny in the right corner. Kenny finds Briley Zink on the right wing. Ball over her head. Looks to her left. Gives to Brooklyn Ritchie, left side of the point. Now back to Kenny. Kenny in the lane. Floater. Off the back iron. No. Ball poked out of bounds. Last touch by Fennimore. Pointers take possession with 1:37 left. We're tied at 42. Jaden Schultz will inbound and throw in to Sophie Miller. No pressure applied by Fennimore. Miller brings it across the timeline. Gives off to Sadie Miller on the right wing. Now to Hotaker. Finds Ava Ingwell on the left wing. 1:23 left. Cross-court pass. Sophie Miller fakes, drives in, tries to lay it in. Rolls off the side of the rim. No good. Rebound pulled down by Kylie Cole. Kate Kenny will bring it across center court for Fennimore. Looking at Coach Ben Wood. 1:05 remaining, tied at 42. Campbell Fitzgerald finds Kylie Cole cutting towards the basket. Shot's no good, but a foul against the Pointers. 59.2 seconds left. Sophie Miller commits personal foul number 5. She's fouled out of the game with 12 points, all of them coming in the first half. And Kylie Cole with a chance to break the tie at the free throw line. She's got 16 points on the game. And knocks down the first. Game tonight brought to you by Grant Regional Health Center's ortho team. Dr. Brad Binsfeld and Nate Stocco, PAC, provide exceptional care for sports-related injuries. Grant Regional Health Center. Better health starts here. Second free throw good for Kylie Cole. And a timeout taken by Mineral Point. It's a full timeout. We'll take it too. 59.2 seconds left. 2-point lead for Fennimore. 44-42 on X1071 in the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 7.
Grant Regional Health Center invites you to a surgical specialties open house. Join us Monday, December 15th from 4 to 6 p.m. for a rare behind-the-scenes look at our advanced surgical technology. Meet our surgeons, anesthesia team, and surgical staff, see demonstrations, and tour our operating rooms. Take advantage of free blood pressure screenings, plus enjoy a complimentary light meal. Pre-register at grantregional.com or by calling 608-723-1379. Grant Regional Health Center. Better health starts here.
The 2025 WGLR Holiday Auction is this Saturday, December 6th at Tim Slack Auction and Realty in Lancaster, starting at 8:15 a.m. Listen to 97.7 Country for all the fun. Bid online at timslackauctionrealty.com or call 608-723-5106. The Holiday Auction supports the Grant County Food Pantries, along with families and children with financial needs. Thank you to our annual sponsors, Breck Lewandowski Insurance Group, Tim Slack Auction and Realty, and TDS Telecom. The 2025 WGLR Holiday Auction this Saturday.
In Game 7.
Just over 50 seconds left in the game. 44-42. Fennimore on top of Mineral Point. Pointers in possession of the basketball. Kate James gives off to Ava Ingwell, and the ball deflected in the middle of the floor and stolen away by Campbell Fitzgerald. Brings it across center court, and a hand check foul called against Jaden Schultz. Will mean 2 free throws coming up as we are in the double bonus. 2 free throw attempts coming up for Campbell Fitzgerald. Second personal on Jaden Schultz. As Fitzgerald can't hit the first free throw attempt. Fitzgerald now 1 of 4 at the line. She's got 3 points. Second free throw is knocked in. Still a 1-possession game, 45-42, 39 seconds left. Sadie Miller on the right wing. Gives out to the top to Jaden Schultz. Now back to Miller. Finds Kate James. Now Ava Ingwell in the left corner. 25 seconds left. Back to the top to Hotaker. Hotaker gives back to Ingwell. Sadie Miller in the left wing. Now Hotaker on the right wing. And a 30-second timeout taken by Coach Merrill Brunson of Mineral Point. Stops the clock with 16.6 seconds left. 45-42. Fennimore on top. In our game tonight, brought to you by Lely Center Monroe. Call your local dairy automation specialist, Jordan Wilson, at Lely Center Monroe. Ivy Construction Incorporated is a family-owned and operated ready-mix, aggregate, and excavation company serving Southwest Wisconsin. Ivy's Construction in Mineral Point. Southwest Health with over 24 specialty services and more than 50 specialists, so you can have specialized care without traveling far from home. Learn more about their specialty services at southwesthealth.org. And by Mountain City Bank, their total line of credit allows you to use equity in your home to do the things you want. Step into Mountain City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Learn more at MountainCityBank.com. Inbound pass gets into the pointers. 8 seconds left. 3-pointers straight ahead for Jaden Schultz. Back iron, no. Rebound pulled down by Fennimore as Campbell Fitzgerald tried to fire pass ahead. Brooklyn Ritchie has it. And a whistle. But has time run out? Yes, it has. No. And the official says that the game is over. The final score, Fennimore 45, Mineral Point 42. The Golden Eagles improved to 6-0 on the season. And their next game is Monday at Benton. Then they have another game on Thursday against Darlington. And then they travel to Southwestern on December 16th. Mineral Point falls to 1-3 on the season. Their next game will be Tuesday at home against Prairie du Chien. Then they play at Basketball next Thursday, and then a game against Darlington on December 16th. What a good one we had here at Scott Schmidt's Gymnasium. Fennimore gets the win, 45-42. Our Edward Jones at Rees Wealth Management postgame show. Pick out the Hertz's Ace Hardware MVP, our Tricor Turning Point to the West End Salvage Scrapper of the Game. That's all coming up next on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 8.
People's State Bank is a locally owned and managed bank with convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin and northeast Iowa. If you're looking for a place where you're more than just a number, but still have access to convenient technology and low fees, People's State Bank is it. As a community bank, they're proud to support many of the local charities, county fairs, community events, and more. When you become a part of People's State Bank, you can be confident that you're standing with a good cause. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
Just a game.
Need some Christmas cash? Video games, etc. will pay cash for video games, systems, collectibles, collectible toys, and entire game and card collections. Top dollar cash on the spot. We have a great selection of pre-owned merchandise too. Stretch those shopping dollars and take home way more than you thought for one great price. Don't forget Lego, Pokemon, and Magic cards too. Your locally owned video game store. And don't forget to lay away now for Christmas.
Just a game.
In Game 8.
(45-42). Fennimore defeats Mineral Point in Swall girls basketball tonight on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. McNutt Electric of Belmont can assist with all of your electrical needs, whatever the need, agricultural, commercial, or residential. Shipping is crew. McNutt Electric are on call. I'm ready to help you. McNutt Electric in Belmont. Coming up, we'll recap the scoring in our matchup here this evening as Fennimore improves to 6-0 on the season. And they take down the reigning co-champs of the Swall on Mineral Point's home floor. 45-42 the final. We'll bring you the Rees Wealth Management and Edward Jones postgame show coming up on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 9.
Go, go, go. Keep mom and dad engaged and connected for the holidays. It's the Telegraph Herald Go-Go. Give one, get one subscription offer. Give a new, extended, or upgraded TH subscription. Get a matching online subscription for yourself. Give a TH subscription and get another one free. Mom doesn't need another knickknack, and dad's all good on ties. Call 563-588-5620 for a Go-Go Telegraph Herald gift subscription. Go, go, go. The Telegraph Herald, connecting our community.
The 2025 WGLR Holiday Auction is this Saturday, December 6th at Tim Slack Auction and Realty in Lancaster, starting at 8:15 a.m. Listen to 97.7 Country for all the fun. Bid online at timslackauctionrealty.com or call 608-723-5106. The Holiday Auction supports the Grant County Food Pantries, along with families and children with financial needs. Thank you to our annual sponsors, Breckler Lewandowski Insurance Group, Tim Slack Auction and Realty, and TDS Telecom. The 2025 WGLR Holiday Auction this Saturday.
In Game 9.
Time now for the Rees Wealth Management and Edward Jones postgame show on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Fennimore gets a gritty win against Mineral Point, 45-42 to open up conference play in the Swall tonight. We're joined by Victoria's head coach Ben Wood of the Fennimore Golden Eagles. Coach, thanks for joining us. 5-0 coming into tonight, now 6-0 leaving and getting a big win against the defending Swall co-champs from a year ago. And, you know, as you mentioned in the pregame interview, trying to get past the pressure, that was a pretty tall task here tonight. But, you know, had to navigate some foul trouble and stuff like that too. Had to kind of reconfigure the lineup a couple different times. Had a halftime deficit of 29-21, but then a 17-1 run in the second half to swing the momentum your way. Talk about the swings of what happened here this evening. What a weird basketball game here tonight.
It was a weird game, and I really emphasized that halftime. I thought that if we could get a 10-0 run, get the lead, that we would be putting some pressure on them. They had some foul trouble as well. I think Maddie Cabot was in foul trouble early, and then their other good shooter, Sophie Miller, was in foul trouble. So I knew if we could get a little bit of momentum, hopefully that would turn the tide, and we did. And we rebounded the basketball exceptionally well, as you know, now doing a couple games.
Yeah.
I stress that more than anything in the world. And And tonight, I think we talked when I was with Ridge, and with different people stepping up. Kylie Cole tonight, 18 points. I think hit 2 threes down the stretch to extend our lead and to give us a lead back. And so what a basketball game. I'm still shaking a little bit, so it's quite a win. That's a big win for our program, and just couldn't be prouder of the girls. To go down 8, I felt like we weren't getting a lot of calls, and to be able to respond and put it all behind us and win that game was a big one.
Yeah, it definitely felt like, Mineral Point getting that last second bucket, to go into halftime. The momentum was very much in their favor. And talk about the run that the team had to make. Not only just getting the points, but really holding Mineral Point at bay, because I think they went close to 8 minutes without getting a bucket, and your team officially got the momentum. Talk about the defensive effort, especially in that early part of the second half.
Well, I mean, they just did their assignment. We've been playing a lot now, obviously 6 games as we talked about in the pregame, but they were sinking and we were helping, but we weren't over helping. We knew that the Miller girls were going to hit some shots, but I think what it started with is we could see Mineral Point started to get frustrated and playing last year and not winning a lot of games. I know what that's like, and I felt like if we could keep putting the pressure on them defensively, and maybe they turned the ball over, and they had about 3 or 4 turnovers in that run, that we could make that momentum shift, and they did. And you could see on them, their body language, they were frustrated. And I think once you're frustrated and we keep kind of pushing you defensively, it can lead for some turnovers, easy opportunities on our end.
All right, Ben, move with us in our post-game show. 45-42, Fennimore defeats Mineral Point in Swall girls basketball tonight. Let's ask about the Herms's Ace Hardware MVP, brought to you by Herms's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Herms's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main and Platteville. Herms's will be the MVP for your next project in your home. Go to Herms's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville. I think the player that we have to talk about is Kylie Cole, because she really got the stuff going early, and often she had 2 and 1s in that first half to have 6 points, and then she had those 2 big three-pointers like you mentioned and hit big key free throws down the home stretch. Talk about her performance tonight. That was just gritty.
Unbelievable. And she is getting a high basketball IQ. She seemed to understand when she had a mismatch, and the way that she was able to seal and, seal to a finish and then finish through contact. That's something we talk about all the time. But, 18 points, those free throws. I told her before the game, I said, there's going to be a time where you're going to hit free throws down the stretch, because she wasn't happy with her free throw percentage. And I think she missed 1 tonight. I think she missed 1 free. Yeah, missed 1 free throw. So she's the MVP of the game. She carried us. And like I told you 100 times, it's just crazy how it's a different person every night.
Yeah, no kidding. yeah, no doubt about it. And then how about our scrapper of the game, brought to you by West End Salvage of Lancaster? It's the player whose hustle and scrappiness stood out and trying to lay the opponent to waste, presented by West End Salvage of Lancaster.
I'd probably give it to Peyton Landowski, just because Peyton had a tall task tonight to guard Cabot. Maddie, like I told you at the beginning, volleyball MVP. She's a heck of an athlete. And, I think that Peyton was able to shut her down and get in her head a little bit, and that was a big advantage for us. So I'd give it to Peyton.
Yeah, Peyton's probably going to hit the ice bath after the hard-hitting performance here tonight.
She puts it all on the line, there's no doubt.
All right, now looking ahead, 6-0 on the campaign. Next game coming up Monday against Benton. Last year 9-16 and already 6 wins. To begin the season. Talk about the wave of momentum that Fennimore has, and some things that you're looking to continue building on as the season goes along.
Yeah, I think that just stressing those little things. I think this gym has been a place we haven't had a lot of success, and I told them, doesn't matter where we're playing. The game of basketball is 1 possession. It's 1 win, 1 little win, 1 rebound, 1 steal, and. Benton, that's going to be a tough game. I can't believe I got to prepare for another game. It's Friday. I got to go coach my daughter's young teams tomorrow, and then I'm back at it on Monday. So we'll have a practice Sunday to walk through everything, and then we got a big one next Thursday against Darlington. And we're trying to build and trying to, like I told our girls, Fennimore's been the 4th place team in the conference for, I think, 4 or 5 years. We're tired of being there. We really want to get to that number 1, number 2. And to do that, you have to beat Darlington, Cuba City, and Mineral Point. So this is a big start for us tonight.
Yeah, it's a big win against that team, one of the top teams in the Swall, historically over the last couple seasons, and knocking them off on their home floor. A very significant victory for this Fennimore Golden Eagles team here tonight. Go enjoy that win, Coach. Thanks a lot for taking time to join us, and good luck the rest of the way.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Have a good night.
Yep, absolutely. Ben Wood, the victorious head coach of the Fennimore Golden Eagles, joining us on our Rees Wealth Management and Edward Jones postgame show. The Golden Eagles the winner tonight, 45-42. We'll have more on our postgame show after this on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In game 10.
The holidays are a time for giving. This holiday, give the gift that keeps giving. Coupon books from the original Miracle Car Wash will do just that. Pick up your coupon books today. The perfect gift for mom, dad, grandma, or grandpa, or anyone on your holiday list. Right now, get 5 washes for the price of 4, and with every 2 books purchased, you'll receive an upgraded wash of your choice for free. That's a savings of over $60. Exterior books are also available at our Holiday Drive location. This holiday season, give the gift that keeps on giving. Coupon books from the original Miracle Car Wash, downtown on Locust and the West End on Holiday Drive. From the Miracle family to yours, happy holidays.
And now here's one of our favorite songs from Christmas past.
You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Merry Christmas from all of us at Miracle Car Wash.
Ooh, it's a miracle.
In game 10.
Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school girls basketball presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel powered by Lely Center Monroe and H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical. Fennimore, your winner over Mineral Point at Swall girls basketball tonight, 45-42 on our Shoebox scoreboard presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. Cuba City, a winner over Darlington, 51-44 over on Super Hits 106. And on ESPN Radio, AM 1590, WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, Platteville takes down Dodgeville 65-21. Earlier tonight on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, Iowa Grant took down Boscobel 61-52. And another final we can tell you about, River Ridge, Illinois defeats Potosi Cassville 44-42. River Ridge had the game-winning layup as time expired. So congrats to River Ridge Scales Mound getting the win over Potosi Cassville here this evening. Coming up next, we'll recap the scoring here between Mineral Point and Fennimore, and we'll tell you what we have coming up on our Queen Bee Radio Sports schedule coming up next week as our Results Management and Ever Jones postgame show continues on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Postgame 3 minutes.
The Gifted Hands Thrift Store in Galena offers low-cost clothing and household goods to the public. Shop local and support individuals with disabilities served by the Galena Workshop. The thrift store provides paying jobs to many individuals and is a stepping stone for some to get a job in the community. Donated items are accepted at the workshop on Southwest Street in Galena, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m., except holidays. Gifted Hands Thrift Store at the Galena Workshop is open Tuesday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturdays 9 till 1.
RPG came through the belly of the aircraft. We don't talk about the female combat wounded. These are our daughters and our sisters and our mothers. Wounded Warrior Project came into my life and taught me how to stand back up and get back in the fight. The truth is, I think we all have this strength inside of us, but until you're tested, you just don't know it's there.
See how Wounded Warrior Project empowers women veterans like Beth by visiting woundedwarriorproject.org/empowerwomenvets.
Diane from Michigan, a disabled senior citizen trying to get by. Henry from Florida, a veteran fighting to make ends meet. Elena from Arizona, a mother struggling to feed her daughter. Hi, I'm Connie Britton, and I support Feeding America because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year, like Diane, Henry, and Elena. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
I think it's just vapor. Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
One vape pod has as much nicotine as 1 pack of cigarettes.
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
5.4 million American kids vape, and most think it's harmless. Get your head out of the cloud. Talk to your kid about vaping. Visit talkaboutvaping.org. That's talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
I left the military with a traumatic brain injury. I came home to fight depression, anxiety, and alcohol.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
I'm Adam Greathouse, Army veteran.
DAV helps veterans get the benefits they've earned.
With DAV's help, I've built a new life for myself.
With the right support, more veterans can reach victories, great and small.
My victory is just experiencing life.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. He sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself.
For many military veteran caregivers, their caregiving journey starts earlier in life and lasts longer. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Your high school postgame show is brought to you by Elena and Ben Reeves at Edward Jones, a financial service firm serving individuals and business owners.
Is your money working as hard as it should be? This is Elena Reeves with Edward Jones. If you want to provide for your children's education, reduce your tax bill, or prepare for a comfortable retirement, we need to talk. Today, more than ever, your financial security deserves the attention of full-time financial advisors. Take advantage of our years of experience. Contact financial advisors Elena or Ben Reeves at 608-348-2441 or stop by our office on Highways 80 and 81 in Platteville next to Sups Nutrition. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Reese Wealth Management at Edward Jones postgame show continues on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. 45-42, Fennimore defeats Mineral Point in the SWAL girls basketball opener this evening. Tyler Dictanis with you with the best seat in the house on X1071 WPVL FM Platteville and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, powered by Lely Center Monroe and H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical. Recapping the scoring tonight, Fennimore led by Kylie Cole with 18 points, 6 of them in the first half and 12 in the second, and she was our Herms's Ace Hardware MVP as we talked with Coach Ben Wood a little bit earlier during our post-game show. She was the only player in double figures for Fennimore here tonight. Other scores include Briley Zink with 8, 7 points for Brooklyn Ritchie, 5 points for Peyton Landowski, 4 points for Campbell Fitzgerald, 2 for Eden Fry, and 1 of 2 at the free throw line for Catherine Nelson. Kate Kenny started but did not score for the Golden Eagles here tonight. Fennimore turned the ball over by my count 16 times. Shot 12 of 21 from the free throw line and had 5 3-pointers on the game. Mineral Point, 2 players in double figures tonight. Sadie Miller with 14 and 12 for Sophie Miller, who fouled out of the game. All 12 of her points coming in the first half. Other contributors tonight for Mineral Point include Maddie Cabot with 5. Also 5 for Ava Ingwell. 3 points for Kate James and 2 points apiece for Jaden Schultz. Actually, Lily Hotaker had 1. She was 1 of 2 at the free throw line. And then Stephanie Wallace saw some action but did not score for the Pointers here tonight, as did Peyton Christopher. Mineral Point, by my count, had 12 turnovers on the game, shot 10 of 13 from the foul line, and had 8 3-pointers on the game. And our Tricor Turning Point tonight brought to you by Tricor Insurance. Insurance plans built for you, your family, and your business. Contact Tricor Insurance today. At the half, Mineral Point led 29-21. And then to begin the second half, Fennimore would go on a 17-1 run to make it 38-30. Biggest lead of the game for Fennimore. Mineral Point would come back and tie it at 42 apiece, and then clutch free throws down the home stretch for Kylie Cole. As Kylie Cole at the foul line tonight was 6 of 6 by my count. But the 3 big free throws for Kylie Cole, coupled with the 17-1 lead to begin the second half for Fennimore, that's our Tricor Turning Point tonight, brought to you by Tricor Insurance. Insurance plans built for you, your family, and your business. Contact Tricor Insurance today. Our game tonight also brought to you by the Melby Funeral Home and Crematory in Platteville, offering a history of caring and understanding that each family is unique and will honor personal requests and tradition. Matt and Laura Melby at the Melby Funeral Home and Crematory in Platteville. We'll take our last time out. We'll do a final check on the shoebox scoreboard and tell you what we have coming up on our Queen Bee Radio family of stations next week in high school sports coverage as the Edward Jones at Reeswell Management postgame show wraps up after this on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Postgame, 2 minutes.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. Maybe you're not sure how you'll make rent, or you lost your job. When you don't know where to turn, let 211 be your guiding light. Our guides are ready to connect you with the help you need.
211, how can I help you?
Call or visit 211.org. 211. Get connected. Get help. A message from United Way and the Ad Council.
My son Finn was born with congenital heart disease and spent the first 8 months of his life in the hospital. Starlight Children's Foundation has played an important role in our lives. For 5 weeks as a baby, Finn lived in a Starlight Hero wagon instead of having to sleep in a hospital bed. Starlight provides moments of joy for families like mine at a time where there's very little to be found. Learn more about how Starlight brightens the lives of sick kids by visiting starlight.org today.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone? Taking pictures?
No, I'm asking it questions.
Like what?
Hey, Bobo, do flowers have best friends?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that. Hey, follow me. I want to show you something. Look, flowers do have best friends.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
So, what's the asking price on these houses?
You'd probably be more comfortable living somewhere else.
How long is the lease?
Sure, you can afford to live here, but...
How about the schools?
We have twins.
This neighborhood probably wouldn't be right for your kids.
If a real estate or rental agent says anything like this, you are being discriminated against, and it is illegal. If you experience housing discrimination, go to HUD.gov/fair housing and report it. Fair housing. The law is on your side. A message from HUD in partnership with the National Fair Housing Alliance.
Postgame, 2 minutes.
Wrapping up the Edward Jones Reeswell Management postgame show on X1071 of the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Our final score here from Scott Schmitz Gymnasium at Mineral Point High School, 45-42. The Golden Eagles take down the Mineral Point Pointers in Swall Girls basketball tonight. Looking at the Shoebox scoreboard presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. Other games in the Swall tonight for girls basketball. Cuba City defeated Darlington 51-44 on Super Hits 106. Also earlier tonight, Iowa Grant defeated Boscobel 61-52 on 97.7 Country WGLR. Riverdale a winner over Southwestern 48-37. And let's look at the Six Rivers, as we don't see any scores from tonight's games just yet. And in the SWC, River Valley defeats Prairie du Chien 54-26. Platteville a winner over Dodgeville 61. Beg your pardon, 65-21. Platteville defeated Dodgeville on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL. And those are all the scores that we have on the girls' side. Earlier in boys basketball, River Ridge, Illinois defeated Potosi Cassville 44-42 on a buzzer-beating shot. Thank you to Brad Adams for that scoring update on the boys' hoops side. We'll have the full slate of high school sports scores on Morning News and Sports tomorrow on 97.7 Country WGLR. And looking ahead to our Queen Bee Radio Sports schedule Tuesday night, we have boys basketball. Mineral Point is at Lancaster. That'll be on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. And then next Thursday, Our first wrestling broadcast of the season, the Lancaster Flying Arrows take on the MFL Marmac Bulldogs on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Then a pair of Six Rivers West girls basketball games. River Ridge is at Schulzburg, right here on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Belmont is at Potosi Cassville on Super Hits 106 in the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. You can always check out our full Queen Bee Radio Sports schedule at AM1590WPVL.com. That'll put a bow on our broadcast here tonight. Thank you to the entire staff here at Mineral Point High School for being gracious hosts. As always, thanks to both head coaches, Ben Wood of Fennimore and Merrill Brunson of Mineral Point. Also to Coach Ben Wood for joining us on our postgame show a little earlier. Thank you to all of our sponsors who help us bring high school sports to you, and thank you for listening and watching along. This has been Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school girls basketball presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on X1071, WPVL FM Platteville, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel powered by Lely Center Monroe and H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical. Once again, your final score, Fennimore takes down Mineral Point 45-42 in the conference opener in the SWAL tonight. Fennimore improves to 6-0. Their next game will be Monday night at Benton. Mineral Point falls to 1-3 on the campaign. Their next game will be Tuesday at home against Prairie du Chien. From the best seat in the house in the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth, I'm Tyler Duktanis. Thank you so much for joining us. Good night from Mineral Point. Have a safe and wonderful weekend. We'll see you for more high school sports next week.
This has been a Queen Bee Radio High School Sports presentation.
X1071 is
WPVL FM, Platteville, Galena, and Dubuque's source for extreme hit music.
online at x1071.com.
Playing the hits.
Extreme hit